Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Denver Nuggets will be holding their championship parade today, but in bigger NBA news, we're all awaiting the ruling on Grizzlies point guard Ja Morant. Commissioner Adam Silver announced during the finals that the decision would be released after a winner was crowned. This was done in order not to steal thunder from the series. But here we are. We now check the U.S. Open leaderboard, which is sponsored by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Leading right now at 6 under is Matt Fitzpatrick, but right under him we have a tie for second between two Americans, Scotty Scheffler and Will Zalatoris, both at -5. Those are the headlines. Let's start Chris & Co. with Whitey Gleason.
So just think, if you're one of those people that said, you know what, Chris Watkins?
What do I know?
They're going to light the beam in June. It turns out you were right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, when the beam got started, it was maybe one day, maybe we can see the beam in June.
Yes.
And you know what? Last night, we got it.
Big, fat, new beam.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's thick. She definitely went to a doctor, got some work done.
She's
looking
back.
Good these days. Yeah.
Beamy
Beamy definitely got back. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Beamy was looking good last night. She was, big fan of the new additions to Beamy. Yeah.
Now, are we beyond, I hope we are, this whole discussion of whether the beam can hold up next year.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I understand Kevin Huerter. I understand where he's going. Maybe it won't be as big of a deal, but the beam is here to stay. Like, I happened to be watching MLB Network last night, and the Cubs beat the Pirates, and they got their, they're carrying the signs
W,
with the W,
right.
and they're singing that song, and they've been doing that, in Chicago for,
right.
Yeah.
So
maybe it won't have as much of an impact, but the beam is here to stay.
Yeah, I hope so. I know a lot of people were preying on the beam's downfall, and we're saying, it's going to get old. It's maybe we should only do it for this year to kind of, bottle up this year and really have it as a token of memory. It's here to stay, and it's beautiful, and she's looking better than ever, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I mean, they were testing out some new things last night with the beam, and for those of you who saw it up, I think they lit it twice last night around 9:00. And it's a lot more visible now, and it seems like they're really trying to make the beam even more visible. From you can maybe see it out in El Dorado Hills
Other
now.
Planets probably.
Absolutely.
We're
trying to get
those Vegas guys from that came from the flying saucer that were caught in his backyard.
Yeah, right.
Wherever they live.
Yeah, that's
maybe
right.
That's why they came.
Yes, extraterrestrials.
Yes, exactly.
I was trying to think what they were called.
Yeah,
absolutely. We're calling on everybody, and we're letting them all know that June is going to be beam season really, really soon.
I think, honestly, it's more likely that other teams copy it in some ways than it is that the beam's ever going to go away.
Yeah.
Other teams
yeah.
will come up with their own versions
Absolutely.
of it.
It's just a matter of time before we see this all throughout. I think we're going to see more NBA teams try, probably not the beam exactly, but some form of victory celebration.
Right.
Maybe I know in Philadelphia before the game, they ring a Liberty Bell. Maybe they do some variation of that. I can see.
Bell.
Exactly. Yeah. Light up the bell. Exactly. I could see some form of celebration just kind of being a standard now in sports. I bet a football team or somebody does it because, you see the success it had here. If you have a perennial winning organization or if you're in the NFL or something, you can make it an even bigger deal than what it was here in Sacramento for this, first round exit of a playoff team. It can be a lot bigger for other franchises.
We do have what I think is some good news for Kings fans. It's possible some Kings fans don't care about rankings, but The Ringer has come up with their top 125 post-finals edition. The Ringer, and they have their top 125, pardon me, in the NBA, and they update it constantly throughout the year.
Right.
So they have the post-finals edition, and there are not one, not two, not three, but four Sacramento Kings in the Ringer's top NBA 125. How about that?
Wow. How about that? I mean, the fact that, I don't know when the last time the Kings could really say that they had that level of depth. I mean, usually we're hoping for one, maybe going to get two in there. I'm thinking of the DeMarcus Cousins, Rudy Gay era of Kings, where it's like, okay, I know for sure we're going to get one, but can we get two? For the Kings to now be able to squeeze four guys in there, and maybe one of those four or two of those four isn't the one that you would think. It's it's not even including guys like Keegan Murray or other maybe somebody that whoever they replace Harrison Barnes with. It really speaks to the foundation that the Kings have laid down for going into next year.
The Ringer's top 125 post-finals edition has two Sacramento Kings in the top 20.
How about that?
Aaron Fox at 17, Domantas Sabonis at 20.
Well deserved on both of them. They're both, I think, ranging from 17. I think De'Aaron is, and Domas is right at 20. Incredibly deserving. And again, I can't think of the last time. As a matter of fact, I don't know if even in the glory years of the Kings, maybe in that 2003 season, but have the Kings ever had two top 20 players in the NBA? Maybe you could say that with Webb and Peja.
Yeah, probably.
For a year or two, but besides that, we're kind of in uncharted territory for the Kings.
Yeah, and then you've got, let me see as I scroll down here on the list.
Yeah,
Kevin Huerter's at number 73.
Wow, how about that? And that's even high for Huerter, and who knows how high he would have been on this list if he would have had a good playoff. Because I looked at this list before we got on today, and they have Jamal Murray at 16. Jokic is now at 1. Clearly, this is a post-finals edition of the standings, but if Kevin Huerter would have had a better postseason, you could maybe argue that he belongs, in that top 70, which is, again, just a massive statement for this Kings team that again, just speaks to the level of talent, surface level that they have in their starting lineup.
I know we went around and around yesterday on Kyle Kuzma, what kind of fit he would be. He's ranked 82nd, and I'm out on him. I know it was all in yesterday, but then the more I thought about it, I realized I was just kind of wishing and hoping that he was a better player than he was, frankly. He's at 82, and then the final King in the top 125 for the Ringer is Malik Monk at 121.
Yeah.
And I know you were a little surprised that it wasn't Keegan Murray.
I would have thought that if you would have said, this is probably, again, speaking to the playoff success, but Malik was incredible in the playoffs. But I think throughout the regular season, Keegan Murray definitely showed that, if you wanted to do this with a little bit of projection forward, not necessarily a stamping on today, this is where they stand. I would have thought it'd be okay to have Keegan on this list that in the, definitely towards the back end of the list, kind of where Malik is, but Keegan is right there. I think if this were to be a 150, I'd be pretty surprised if Keegan wouldn't make that list.
What do you think of them having Kevin Huerter one spot higher than Tyler Hero?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Yeah. I think, frankly, Tyler Hero...
if there's a game tonight, Tyler Hero is going to play.
Yeah, exactly. We promised this time, right? That was so strange. He suited up for Game 5, but didn't play at all after, it felt like for the past 3 games
I don't
we had
think
heard.
He was ever going to play.
Right? It must have just been some sort of,
watch out, Denver.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero's going to play tonight.
Yeah.
Watch this. He's not going to play.
He's not going to play. There's no way. He broke his hand. Come on. I think that's probably a stretch. I really like Tyler Hero. I think Hero can, I think that Hero's just better at putting the ball on the floor. They're probably even shooters, but I just think Tyler Hero's a little bit more dynamic. And, if you were to have me draft between those two players, I think I would take Tyler Hero probably 10 times out of 10.
By the way, Tyrese Halliburton ranks 32nd, which is tremendous, but not as high as the 20th.
Exactly.
Ranking for the guy that you traded
exactly.
for. What stands out to me about this, among other things, is you got Fox 17, Sabonis 20, Huerter 73, Monk 121, and 3 of those 4 were brought here before last season. Well, Sabonis was, I know, at the end of the year before, but that was Monty McNair bringing those guys in.
Yeah, no, that's how that's the kind of drastic change that they needed. I mean, to go from the path that they were on to the path that they're currently on.
And they hit on every one of those moves.
Every single one of them. And that also speaks to what the goal needs to be this offseason as well. If you want to take another jump, you can't just bring back the same guys. You got to, you know, maybe not as drastic as adding 3 really big talents, but you're going to have to still add in 1 or 2 more guys that can be, you know, on the fringes of this list if you want to make another jump next season.
By the way, did you see some jackwagon on Twitter? And it was, I think, a doctor, and he was saying, well, you know, the thing about the Nuggets, this whole deal with Jokic saying he doesn't want to be at the parade and he wants to go home, that's getting old. And I don't think so. I think as far as the Nuggets are concerned, he showed he's one of the greatest players ever, and they won a championship. And if he doesn't want to be in the parade, that's fine.
That's
right.
Fine.
I don't think that's really an issue.
As long as he's there for the games, that's all they really care about. I mean, sure, it would be great to have him give a funny little 2-minute speech on the stage, but no, what they really care about is as long as Jokic is there when the games are being played. Right. I don't care where he goes. He can go to Jupiter for all I care after the finals are over, as long as he's the one lifting the trophy at the end of it. No one cares. It's honestly, I mean, I think it's great. I think it's funny. I you know, we're watching the parade right now. I don't know if he ended up showing up.
I don't
but,
either. Yeah.
Even if he didn't, it's just it's
okay.
It's not that big of a deal.
He had club permission.
Right. Exactly.
To miss the parade.
Exactly. It's more than okay, and I'm sure the team would love to have him there. But if he's not, that really just speaks to Jokic, the guy. Like I heard him say yesterday that, you know, basketball isn't the biggest deal in his life, which I think, you know, a lot of people, especially media members, would hear that and jump on that and be like, oh my gosh, like this guy doesn't love the game. But it's truly just his nature. He's just, I mean, we just watched him play incredibly for the past 2 months and then close it out in the finals. It doesn't matter if this guy thinks basketball is the most important thing of his life, as long as he shows up and cares when the game is being played. To me, that's all that matters. For
some guys, it's an issue because they don't even really want to be there.
Right. Ben
For
Simmons,
him,
we were talking
when he's
about the other
there,
day.
he gives you everything he has.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And he wants to win as much as anybody wants to win.
No, totally. And I mean, I feel like we it's gotten lost that, you know, he was this big out of shape guy, and then he lost a ton of weight, and we just saw in the finals really him do something I never thought he would do, where he was playing 40 plus minutes, running up and down the court the entire time in Denver. Like, I mean, you know, the altitude still does, even though they play there a lot, it still affects those guys as well. And the fact that he's able to really, you know, care about his body like that in the off season and then come ready for game time, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if he wants to show up to some parade, even though it would be great if he did. It's just not what really matters.
Coming up next, Chris has the parade route for next year's parade
Yep.
here in Sacramento. And the Warriors 2 timeline plan is now engulfed in flames. We're right back with that on Chris and Company Sactown Sports.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track, makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Live and local, it's Chris and Company with Chris Watkins on Sactown Sports.
As if there was any doubt, it's now official. The Warriors' 2-timeline plan is just a garbage fire. It's a dumpster fire, I should say. Yeah, Whitey Gleason and Chris Watkins here, Sactown Sports. It was interesting to me because right after the Warriors season ended, you had Jonathan Kuminga through his agent saying, we may ask for a trade if we're not going to be guaranteed a larger role. That happened right after they were eliminated. And the Warriors downplayed it. Oh, we want somebody, who wants to play. That's good. And we'll see. We don't know yet. And then yesterday, the Warriors, they're controlling the message now. Yeah, we're looking to trade him for a higher draft pick. So they did win the championship, of course. The young players didn't have a lot to do with that. But the Wiseman deal, he's gone. Kuminga looks like he'll be gone. The 2-timeline plan, they tried to thread the needle. Didn't work.
Yeah, no, not at all.
It's tough.
It's really tough.
That's why teams don't try it.
Right, exactly. Boston's really the only team that we've seen kind of succeed at it with if you all remember, the Isaiah Thomas Boston year. That was also Jaylen Brown's first year and Jason Tatum's. Jason Tatum came the next year after that. And that was really the only example we have of that even kind of working out. And even now you see that in the end, Boston feels like it definitely got them to a point, but they're now looking to move on from one of those pieces being Jaylen Brown. That was the hope for Golden State, that they could do something like that where they're still competing, but at the same time building for the future. And you look at the guys that they brought in to be those future pieces. James Wiseman already out the door. I mean, they shipped him off for nothing. That was a complete swing and a miss. Could have gotten LaMelo Ball, could have gotten a couple other guys at that number 2 spot.
That's why I said they should have taken.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Even at number 2. Wow. It would have been the right move. Absolutely. And at the end of the day, that's what's important.
You know what I'll say is, pardon me for interrupting,
you're good.
but I know you've made it clear you really don't believe in picking a guy because of positional need, and that was a big part of the Warriors pick.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's
because they didn't know Kevon Looney was what he is.
Right, exactly. It's the Marvin Bagley, it's the James Wiseman. Funny enough, they now play together, but that's why I don't believe that Charlotte should go. If they truly believe that, if Charlotte truly believes that Brandon Miller is the better of the two prospects between him and Scoot Henderson, by all means, go ahead and do that. And I'm sure if they do make that selection, that's what they'll say. But I just think that at the end of the day, you have to make sure that the talent is great. And if you're making your decision off of positional need, it's just, if it doesn't work out, you end up in this kind of situation where you could have, even if the Warriors would have taken LaMelo Ball, they could have, and it didn't work fit wise, they could have shipped him off for somebody who's really good at the position that they actually need. So to me, the most important thing is getting the talent. And the Warriors, Moses Moody wasn't a bad pick at the time, just didn't work out.
Moses Moody,
Moody Mo didn't work out. And then Jonathan Kuminga is a guy who showed flashes at time, even in the playoffs, looked like he would be a guy that they could use. And now they're sitting at this spot where now he wants out as well. The only guy who looked like he was going to maybe be a piece. It's completely, I mean, they just completely botched it. And
Good try, but
you said that they're looking to trade Kuminga for another higher pick.
That's what they're saying, and you can understand that when you look at their cap situation. And Kuminga doesn't make that much money. He's like 6, but that's what teams want to do now, and that's why draft picks are more important and more valuable than they've ever been, because the new CBA makes it so punitive to be over the cap. So teams, and Denver's in a similar boat. When you're way over the cap, it's like you got to try to trade for rookies who can help you,
right?
Because you can't afford to get even mid-level guys.
Right. Yes. And then especially when the new CBA comes in, if you're over that tax level or whatever, the umbrella, if you
there's
pass
different
that
thresholds.
Exactly. Yeah. You lose your mid-level in totally. And so
not available to you.
You're just not going to be able to build a team unless you're swapping direct contracts, contract values. And that's really, really tough to do, especially when you're talking about guys on rookie scale deals. And so it makes me nervous to hear. I mean, I don't really have any feelings for the Warriors, but if I'm a Warrior fan, it makes me feel nervous that they're going to trade Kuminga to essentially restart the rebuild process or the 2-timeline process. It's
going to be hard to get a really good pick for him, though.
There's no way.
Because he's been there a couple of years now, and he's been ultimately ultimately, all we know is that you don't think he's that good.
Right, exactly. And maybe with more opportunity, he looks better, but no one's going to risk a top 10 pick on a flyer like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think
I have to be careful what I say because he's my wife's favorite Warrior.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
And
Yeah.
he moves differently.
Yeah, sure.
He just like even when he's on defense, just going from like the foul line back to midcourt in transitions, like, did you just see the way he moved?
Yeah.
But he hasn't figured out how to fit his game into the way the Warriors play.
Right. And I mean, his thing is he's really just a great athlete right now. And all of his game is kind of centered around that, correct?
I think a big part of it is he apparently learned how to play basketball by watching videos of Kobe. So to him, that's how you play.
Right.
And on the Warriors, like, we don't play that way.
There's no isolation. Yeah, it's moving the ball. It's not taking turnaround jump shots or anything like that. It's especially for a guy like Kuminga, who's been asked to just kind of stand in the dunker spot. That's almost like the complete opposite of what Kobe was doing.
Remember early in the series between the Kings and the Warriors, he was playing, and by the end of that series, the Warriors just didn't have
Steve Kerr, didn't trust him. It didn't seem like he trusted him at
Yeah.
all, which was interesting because, again, like last year, in the Warriors finals run or championship run, he was
saw a little bit of him. Yeah.
pretty not big piece, but like he was a contributor to that team. And it's just the Warriors from their championship run to the team that they are now, just the difference of the team in these two past off seasons. It's incredible because last off season, Jordan Poole gets the extension. You're feeling good about the potential of Kuminga. You're like, can we run this back? And now it's like Bob Myers is gone.
Yeah.
Is Draymond gone? Should they trade Jordan Poole or are they stuck with that contract? Is Kuminga and Wiseman going to be gone? Is Moses Moody going to be the piece that actually ends up working there in Golden State? Just how quickly things have changed for them in just one full season, not even mentioning, like you did yesterday, the Draymond punch of it all.
Mhm.
It's incredible how much of a difference there is now.
Speaking of, as we were a moment ago, the Ringers top 125 finals edition. Last year, Jordan Poole was 83rd. Not that this is the be all end all, but this year, Jordan Poole, not on the list.
Yeah, that's not great. That's not great from a guy who's going to make $30 million per year next year. I mean, that's not ideal.
That hasn't worked out for him either so far.
No, so far.
And apparently the company line is, we're going to figure out how to get him and Draymond on the same page. Unless that's a smokescreen.
No.
Because they want to trade him and they don't want teams to know that we don't want him anymore.
I could see it. The Warriors, I really think that they believe that their culture is strong enough to fix it. I mean, they thought their culture was strong enough to withstand it this year. Maybe they learned their lesson, but I really think that they believe that they can patch that together. If I were them, I'm out.
Their culture is in tatters right now.
It is. No, it is. I don't know what their culture is. And again, we've talked about even, this offseason, Bob Myers leaves, maybe Draymond leaves. Next offseason could be another blow with Steve Kerr and maybe Klay Thompson as well. It just feels like there's kind of a natural line of progression here that seems to be trending towards this thing really breaking up in total.
Forgive me for asking you because I know this is kind of silly.
Oh boy.
But it wasn't that long ago where anytime anybody was available, it's like, should the Kings get him?
Yeah.
Do you think the Kings have any interest? Should they have any interest? Any possibility of being in on Kuminga and Bradley Beal? Like I said, I really apologize. The Beal thing I know is ludicrous.
Yeah.
But there was a time when any big name's available.
Absolutely. It's like the Kings should acquire talent. Just get talent and figure it out.
We'll get your answer in just a moment.
Please.
All right. And also coming right up, I know what Chris is going to be watching on Netflix. Next, Chris and Company, Sactown Sports.
It was an amazing season for the Sacramento Kings. The coach of the year.
These honors don't come around often, and so you're very appreciative of them.
The clutch player of the year.
Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
And a return to the playoffs for the first time in 17 years.
16 seasons of frustration. Sacramento has clinched the playoffs.
Keep it on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for all your Kings off-season news.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's a warmer day for this Thursday. You'll feel that into the afternoon with mainly sunny skies and a light north wind. Highs will peak today in the low 90s. Expect overnight lows in the upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Plumbing, electrical, heating and air, everything that makes your home your home. With Bonnie, you sure got that covered. And right now, get your air conditioner tuned up for just $79. Originally $129. Bonnie.com.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
I'm Craig Ashton of the Injury Law Firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave from my good friends at Amy's Outdoor Living, now in Sacramento and El Dorado Hills. They're your grilling headquarters with smoking hot deals. Get it? Smoking hot deals on Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg barbecues, plus the professional grade Gosney pizza ovens for Father's Day. That's right, for Father's Day, not dads and grads. Father's Day. Save up to $600 on Traeger Timberline models. Save up to $100 on Weber Genesis. Stop in and see all the in-store offers they have. And oh, by the way, free setup and delivery, which is a huge help. Save up to 40% on select in-store patio furniture and umbrellas. Their umbrella shipment just arrived with many colors, sizes, and shapes. It's all at Amy's Outdoor Living, El Camino near Watt, and inside Amy Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center. Just tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
O'Reilly. Win the battle against rust and corrosion with PB Blaster at O'Reilly Auto Parts. PB Blaster quickly busts loose rusted, corroded, or frozen parts. PB Blaster is great for everything from bolts to frozen locks. Right now, pick up an 11-ounce bottle of PB Blaster for just $6.99, plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
There's a right way and a wrong way to fight off mosquitoes. Karate chopping the air in a public place in front of your kids and their friends, Mom, is the wrong way. Using STEM mosquito repellent is the right way. STEM effectively repels mosquitoes by harnessing active ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and peppermint, making it safe for use as directed around people and pets. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science, and embarrassment-free.
Oh, God, he's back.
Who's back?
The clown.
The naked one?
Yes, Giggles. He just drove on the lot in a new Kia.
What, does he want to trade it in?
No, he wants to show it off.
Isn't he showing off enough? Oh, here he comes.
See what Elk Grove Kia did for me? That's service. That's why they got my business, not you.
I think we've already seen too much of your business. Thank you.
Elk Grove Kia. Great service for everyone.
Elk Grove Kia has never made it easier for you to show it off. Like the hottest all-electric EV in the market, the luxurious EV6. Save big with lease specials of $10,000 below MSRP. Not just 1 or 2, but every EV6 in stock. Don't worry about credit, no credit, bad credit, charge-offs, repos. Don't worry. Our team has over 100 years of experience. Others say no. Elk Grove Kia says yes. Get your EV6 today at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com and show it off today.
Elk Grove Kia.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Denver Nuggets are holding their championship parade right now, but bigger NBA news is that we're all waiting on a ruling for Grizzlies point guard Ja Morant. Commissioner Adam Silver announced during the finals that the decision would be released after a winner was crowned. This was done in order not to steal thunder from the series, but here we are. We now check in on the U.S. Open leaderboard, which is sponsored by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Looking at the leaderboard, we got Matt Fitzpatrick in first right now. He's -6, and tied for second, we have 2 Americans, Scotty Scheffler and Will Zalatoris, both at -5. And then technically in fourth place, we have Hideki Matsuyama at 3 under. Those are your headlines. Let's get back to Chris and Co. with Whitey Gleason.
Interesting thoughts already, which we always appreciate on the YouTube chat. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1141. Text us. You want to give us a call. We have this from Brent Reynolds. I had a dream last night. I could see the new beam from my house in Citrus Heights.
It was
LOL.
probably just so bright that while you were sleeping, you could still see it through your closed eyelids.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, yeah, that thing's going to be a legitimate laser. That's going to have to, you're going to have sunglasses or something in the middle of the night to look at
Special glasses you'll have to wear.
Yeah.
John C. says the Rockets now do light the fuse before each game. He says it's awful.
Yeah,
and
there's no way that's
T.
good.
Mike with early candidate here for a question of the day on the YouTube chat. He's wondering about that top 125 on the Ringer. He says, any rookies on the list? Yes, P. Mike. There actually were surprisingly only 3 rookies on the list.
Yeah, very
We have,
surprising.
Paulo at 60. This is the Ringer's top 125 players in the league, post-finals edition. Jalen Williams, 81, the one from Santa Clara, of course.
J-Dub.
Yeah, and the other one was Walker Kessler at 103.
Ooh.
Keegan not on the list, although there were 4 Kings on the list at the top 125.
Yeah, that's strange. I mean, especially, the fact that they added other rookies in there and they had Walker Kessler as at 100 pretty much. It's just surprising that Keegan couldn't slip in there. And then the other first team all rookie guy, Benedict Mathurin, for him to not slip into that list. I don't know. The Ringer might need to. I know it's 120 people, so I guess it's a little understanding if 1 or 2 were forgotten, but definitely a little controversial there. I mean, Benedict Mathurin, I'm just looking at the bottom of the list. There's, 125 is Dylan Brooks. I'll take Benedict Mathurin over Dylan Brooks.
You don't like Dylan Brooks.
It's fine. Quentin Grimes is 117.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Benedict Mathurin over Quentin Grimes. It's not no disrespect. Quentin Grimes, he's a solid, okay player, but Benedict Mathurin was almost a 6th man of the year as a rookie.
These are just estimates. They don't say that, but we have to keep that in mind.
Yeah,
I think isn't Zion Williamson number 30? It's no, he's not.
True.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
I hope he is someday, but right now, there's no freaking way.
Yeah, maybe when he plays, but those 30 outside of those 30 games that he plays per year, you have to dock that. You can't just say that somebody at 30 whatever, 31 is Karl Anthony Towns. I guess that's not much better, but
wow.
but Tyrese Halliburton.
31.
Tyrese Halliburton's 32. At this point, if you're bringing in health as a factor, I might rather have Tyrese Halliburton on my team than Zion Williamson. Again, when Zion's playing, he's incredible, but Tyrese is incredibly durable and is a 20-10 point guard. I'll gladly take that over Zion Williamson, who, again, when he plays is MVP caliber stuff, but you just can't bank on
Zion Williamson stands for something, kind of represents something that right now he just isn't.
He just isn't. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's one of those things where it's Ben Simmons. It's funny how similar Ben Simmons and Zion Williamson's kind of narrative arc are kind of go hand in hand a lot, because that was said about Ben Simmons as well. But it's really strange to try and pinpoint what Zion is at this point. And now we have all the off the floor stuff coming into it as well. I saw yesterday that we talked about New Orleans having interest at moving up into the 2 or 3 spot in the draft. And Brandon Ingram was the guy they thrown out. And I saw yesterday that they said that they were willing to accept the possibility of maybe Zion being involved in that trade. So now we're seeing him kind of being thrown into there. I think you're right, where there's what Zion, what we might think Zion is or what his value is, I think might not be true to what it actually is in terms of NBA circles.
Yeah, there's a lot of disinformation going on too. Like we were talking about the Warriors with Poole.
Right.
We love Poole. We're going to work it out, because you don't want to say whether it's Zion or it's Jordan Poole. You don't want to say, yeah, we're moving the guy.
Right.
Because then obviously.
At least Ben made a couple runs too, right?
Yeah.
Zion, has Zion even played a playoff game?
That's a great question. I don't think so.
Yeah, play in maybe, right?
No, this year they were in the play-in, but he sat out.
And last, yeah.
Ben was a contributor on a very good, more than a contributor. He was number 2. So
Ben Simmons, when he played, it's
how much
it's
flack Ben gets.
It's the same exact thing as Zion. When Ben Simmons played, he was really good. Like I remember there was a stretch in his quote unquote rookie year where there was like 20 games, 25 games where Joel Embiid had to sit out, and Ben Simmons led them to like a 20-5 record in those 25 games. He was a really, really good player when he played, but much like Zion, if you're not going to play consistently, your value is going to tank. And then, like you said, if you're routinely put in trade talks, your value is going to go down. If the team, look at John Collins, he's been in trades for 2.5 years now, to the point where it's like, is John Collins almost underrated at this point?
I saw, not tree, that's not a word, but I saw 2 trade rumors just today already involving him.
John Collins, it's not even 10:30.
I know.
it's like, and so that speaks to, I mean, if you're going to openly say, we're trying to move Zion, and it doesn't work out, and it, past the draft, he's still on your team. To me, that just lowers the value, because you know that the team isn't interested in keeping him long term.
On the Pelicans, and someone gives me something of value for Zion, I say, gee, I don't know, but inside I'm going, yes. Yeah,
it's one of those where you like,
quickly, let me sign it now.
You're like, thank you, appreciate it. I'm gonna have to talk to assistant GM.
This is tough.
Got to talk with the owner. That's a pretty big move, and then you hang up and you're like, oh my god,
we got to get this done before they realize what they're doing, just because of the injuries.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one of those 2 guys, Ben Simmons or Zion, I would go Zion every day of the week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every single day of the week. Twice on Tuesday, maybe 3 times on Thursday. Yeah. I mean, Zion, again, when Zion plays, he's an MVP. Like, he's 27-12 every single night on like 65% shooting. It's just he doesn't play enough to warrant really factoring in that as a reality for your team.
So before we get to what I know you're going to be watching on Netflix,
yeah,
you have to tell us, from the Kings standpoint, any interest whatsoever in Kuminga, in Bradley Beal.
Kuminga's interesting for sure. I mean, that's a position and just a level of athlete that the Kings don't have at all. If he can be a defender, I would love to have his size. He can maybe be a 4 next to Sabonis and next to Keegan Murray. I would be interested in it, but again, what you're going to have to give up might not be worth it. Maybe, how about Davion Mitchell in the 24th pick? Does that do anything for Golden State? I would be willing to part ways with that.
I know they like, or at least they used to like Davion when he was in the draft.
Because he was right around their draft position. And I remember
Steve Kerr loved him, supposedly.
Yeah, Davion was mocked to Golden State almost in every mock draft you saw during that time. And so I would be willing to do something like that if I'm Sacramento, but that's really where I'm not going to ship off anything of real substance for Sacramento. If you want to get Kuminga, the Bradley Beal thing is just, that's not going to happen. I mean, the Kings don't really, they just don't have the assets really. I mean, you would have to ship off Davion, Keegan, and probably maybe a first. I mean, that doesn't even match money. It might even have to be a sign and trade with Harrison Barnes. I honestly don't know if that trade could even work out in terms of finances. There's no point. It's not happening.
And it's not only that, as Windhorst was explaining, with Bradley Beal, no trade clause. That doesn't just mean that, hey, we're going to trade you to wherever.
Right.
That doesn't just mean he can say no. He can say, I want to go to this team. And they say, okay, this guy, that's the deal. He can say, no.
I'll
that's
go
too
there,
much. But not for that.
Yeah.
That's not the trade I want.
Crazy. Yeah. And that's why we don't see no trade clauses in contracts anymore. I think Carmelo Anthony was really the last one that was notable.
Bradley
that
Beal
had
contract is disgraceful.
It's
again,
ridiculous.
Good for him.
Right. Great for him. Yeah. What's he supposed to say? No, like
$251 million and $50 million a year, no trade clause.
Sign me up.
What are you doing?
Yeah. He's like, for sure. Sounds great. Sounds like I get to control my own destiny. And if I don't want to be here, I won't be here. And I can go wherever I want.
Disgraceful, Mighty. That one got me.
Look at it. It's like, what?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and now here they are. Well, we're going to try to trade him.
Malpractice, if I say so myself.
Yes, it is.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I just tried to lay out value for him, but I think we were talking about the other day. I think Windhorst was the one who said, you might be surprised by what his value actually is in terms of what you might get in return, because that contract is so hefty. Who knows? Maybe it would only be 1 first-round pick and a couple of young guys and just salary filler. But for the Kings, it really just doesn't make sense. I mean, you take the ball out of De'Aaron's hands. Bradley Beal is a great shooter. But he's kind of almost overqualified to be that third option.
Yeah, supposedly right now, if there are any leaders in the Bradley Beal race, they are Miami and Milwaukee, and it looks like they might have to trade Drew Holiday to get him. And if I wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't do that at all. I mean, part of what makes Milwaukee so great is Drew Holiday's defense, and if you're giving that up for just the strictly offensive nature of Bradley Beal, I don't think that's a good trade-off. And then, you got to pay Middleton as well. I don't like that. Miami kind of makes sense because they have no offense at all. But even then, I just don't see Bradley Beal as really like a needle mover in that kind of sense. Not for Miami. I don't know.
Coming up, as promised, the deal on Netflix that Chris is going to be watching, because the only person who likes the quarterback who's going to be on this Netflix feature more than Chris is Kyle Shanahan.
Me and Kyle, 1-1. Yeah.
What Chris is going to definitely be watching on
Kyle
Netflix.
will definitely be watching.
And whether you need to check it out, that's coming up next. Chris and Company, Sactown Sports.
It's Cattles and Rami.
Because the UFO's not in their driveway, Rami. It's miles away.
I feel like we would have seen it.
I'm saying you don't like the quality of the video that we have.
Because we have clear video of everything that happens everywhere. John Morant is flashing guns, and every time it happens, somehow it's on Instagram. Nobody's got a clear shot of an alien or a UFO of non-human origin.
What are you failing to pick up that I'm putting down?
What are you failing to pick up that I'm putting down here?
It's thousands of miles away, Rami.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language? In as little as 3 weeks, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
For over 20 years, the one MMA organization that has put countless legends on the map returns on Saturday, June 17th. Gold Country Casino presents King of the Cage. Don't miss high-octane cage action with the return of Eric Smith, JJ Torres, Andrew Kirkwood, Junior Gennaro, Angel Banuelos, Chase Miles, and much more. Tickets on sale now at goldcountrycasino.com. Doors open at 6 p.m. Fight card schedule subject to change.
Inflation has pushed up the cost of just about everything, which means if you bought life insurance a few years ago, it might not be enough to protect your family today. Now is the time to get the insurance you need at a price you can afford. In a hurry? Don't worry. Call Select Quote now and get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's right. You can get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam in under an hour.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-613-8990. That's 1-800-613-8990. Or go to SelectQuote.com now and get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's 1-800-613-8990. Or go to SelectQuote.com now. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Sacramento Kings basketball is back this summer. Catch 6 games of NBA action and fun for the whole family when the California Classic Summer League returns on July 3rd and 5th. The Kings will host the Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Lakers, Miami Heat, and newly added San Antonio Spurs and Charlotte Hornets with the number 1 and number 2 NBA draft picks. 2-day passes start at just $42 and include access to all 6 games. Visit kings.com/California Classic for more information and to buy your tickets today.
I'm Ken Korak with your Gwyn and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. One of the byproducts of the A's good play recently has been that 3 pitchers earned their first major league wins within a span of less than 2 weeks. Lucas Erceg against Atlanta May 29th. Hogan Harris against the Pirates on June 7th. Luis Medina June 9th against Milwaukee. And Ken Waldichuk earned his first save by blanking Tampa Bay for 3 innings, beginning the most recent homestand. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
Summer's here, and the deals are heating up at Fastener's Tool Outlet. You'll find scorching deals next Saturday on Makita Tools. Get 2 free batteries with the purchase of a circular saw kit and get $50 off any 40-volt tool kit. Fastener's Tool Outlet is turning up the heat on Makita summer savings next Saturday. Buy a 2-piece combo kit and get 2 extra free batteries. Come into Fastener's Tool Outlet, 6701 Power Inn Road, or on the web at fastenersinc.net.
Sitting at your desk, watch Chris and Company now. YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Well, the championship party raging in Denver. The parade, it looks like the parade is still going, but the rally is definitely underway, and I think they're awaiting the end of the parade so everyone can start giving their speeches. You ever been to any of those parades?
I went to the Giants 2012 parade. It was a blast. It was so fun. And it just made me think about, what a parade would look like here in Sacramento.
That was on Halloween, I think. I remember that.
Yes.
I was there, too. Just for a little bit, I walked down the street, and I saw Jim Harbaugh driving Matt Cain.
Really?
Jim Harbaugh was driving one of the vehicles in the parade. It was really cool.
Oh, that's
Matt
awesome.
Cain was waving at people.
Yeah. Did you say you were a part of a parade once?
Well, kind of. When we started at this station in 99, it was 2000, I guess. It would have been October 99. The Kings had made the playoffs the year before, so they actually had a parade the next year, and they decided, you guys, we'll put you in the parade. We were at the very end of it, and we were in this orange Cougar that kept stalling. So, you guys are going to be on the flagship, so we'll put you in the parade. And so I'll never forget, because it'd be like, hurry up, we got to catch up to the parade.
And if I remember correctly from the Giants parade, the local affiliate is probably last in the parade. Aren't you guys like in the back anyway?
Oh, we're at the very end.
Literally the last vehicle that comes through.
Yeah.
And so you guys are just really delaying the whole thing as you're scooting forward every couple hundred yards.
Yeah. And that was just for, because they had made the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God. That's incredible.
In the lockout year.
Yeah.
But it wasn't very exciting.
Yeah. That's incredible.
They didn't ask us to speak.
I know. Probably because you guys would have been late. You would have been. You would have showed up, and everyone would have been cleared out, or they would have been cleaning up.
They
sabotaged. All right, I'm ready. Now.
Don't worry about those guys. That car's not going to make it.
That's the backup car. There's no way they make it in.
I sold pretzels at the 49ers first Super Bowl championship parade.
Really?
Yeah.
You had a little wagon or something?
I was working for the San Francisco Pretzel Company. Yeah.
Oh,
and we were selling, and they were supposed to be football shaped pretzels with cheese on them.
Okay, that'd be a little difficult.
If you use your imagination, what's that?
You squint a little.
Football. I think they tried to put the cheese with laces or something. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, I guess. Sold a lot of pretzels that day because there was a lot of people there.
I bet, yeah. And I mean, nothing's better for soaking up your liquids than having pretzels. Absolutely. I mean, I would have absolutely bought a pretzel for me, 1,000%.
Yeah. So it looks like they're having a good time.
We have a
lot of security there, huh?
There is. Wow. I mean, that looks like the National Guard is out here at the Nuggets parade here. What is that?
Huh. They've got a lot of security for one of the vehicles in the parade, which
it looks like a tank.
Kind of military. Yeah, it does.
I think is that Jokic's?
Maybe it is.
I think Jokic is in a tank. Yeah, I think that's the Finals MVP trophy.
Huh.
Wow.
Good for them.
Absolutely great for them. And again, it's just kind of every time I see one of these things, I think it's the natural thing to think of. Where would this be in Sacramento? You know, you see that, yeah, these speeches are happening in front of some city hall looking building. You'd have to imagine the parade route here in Sacramento probably ends somewhere on Capitol Mall between the bridge or in front of the state Capitol building.
Over the bridge, starting in West Sac, you know, Rayleigh Field's where you get everybody. It's not Rayleigh Field anymore, sorry. But that's where you get everybody. That's your gathering spot, your starting point. And then wherever you'd go through Old Town or wherever, and then you end up at the Capitol.
Yeah, seems easy enough, right? Didn't you suggest, or was it Rami who suggested the boats? Have the guys on boats? So that we can just go. That might have been me, actually.
Sutter Health Park, pardon me.
Sutter Health Park, yes, is what Rayleigh Field is called now. But yeah, just have them go right down the middle of the Sacramento River. How about that?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. No way that goes wrong. No way people jump into the water and jump on boats or anything.
I know what you're going to be watching on Netflix.
Well, you'll see. I don't know. I don't know if you noticed, but Netflix has really cracked down on their password sharing. So I'm going to have to actually get a Netflix account nowadays.
Well, if you were ever gonna, this would be what would motivate you to do so.
Going to.
Streaming July 12th. It's a series documentary series Quarterback.
What's that about?
This week, it's going to follow Patrick Mahomes, and they already did. They obviously followed these guys last year. Marcus Mariota and Kirk Cousins.
Oof.
They were followed by Cameron Cruz, both on and off the field last year, and Quarterback, a joint production with Mahomes. 2 p.m. Productions, Peyton Manning's Omaha Productions, NFL Films, and Netflix.
Wow.
They followed them throughout the season.
That's juggernaut.
Yeah.
That is a juggernaut production crew.
I will, if I have time, you know, if baseball's not on or something, I will watch the episode where Kirk Cousins is talking about that win against Buffalo, because that's one of the most amazing games I've ever seen in any sport.
Give me the Buffalo win and give me the Colts comeback, and that's really all that I'm interested in from the Vikings perspective of things. I already know that last episode's going to talk about Kirk Cousins checking the ball down to TJ Hawkinson when it was 4th and 12 and all that stuff. I don't need to see it. I already know. I'm good on that, but it will be cool to see Patrick Mahomes really start from the beginning of the year all the way through the Super Bowl. I mean, that's definitely the angle that I'm most interested in. The Marcus Mariota aspect of it is, you know, I get why they have to do it. It's really 3 different completely tiers of quarterback. I mean, we're talking maybe the greatest quarterback that we have right now, Kirk Cousins, who's above average, but definitely not in that tier 1 category. And then you have Marcus Mariota, who at this point is a journeyman quarterback, used to be highly touted, but you know, I think even in the preview for it, it's like Marcus saying, you know, I always wanted to, every time I step on the football field, I want to be the guy to make the play, but that might not always be the right thing to do. And so it's kind of, it's really highlighting the 3 different levels of quarterbacks that there are. I'm intrigued.
Mariota's story might be the most interesting. He started 13 games for the Falcons before they made the switch to Desmond Ridder.
Benched.
And then he left the team shortly after being benched and signed with the Eagles this offseason.
Oh, wow. How about that? I didn't know he signed with the Eagles. That's actually
the
Eagles just continue to make the Eagles understand, sidetrack, but the Eagles understand that like the backup quarterback position is honestly one of the most important positions that you can have on the football field. A lot of the time it's like, we have our starter, we're set. If the starter gets hurt anyways, we're screwed. So it doesn't really matter who the backup is, but you know, they also have the experience. They know like a backup quarterback can still win you a Super Bowl.
Mariota can play in that system too, right?
I think so. Right. Exactly. He's about as close to not Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts brings a certain level of physicality.
But there are similarities.
Absolutely. I mean, they're running quarterbacks, and Mariota's had potential. And as a backup, I mean, you're not going to really find better backups than a guy like Marcus Mariota.
So that will begin streaming on July 12th. Meanwhile, your guy Kirk Cousins says no more talk scheduled between he and the Vikings, and right now looks like he's on track to become a free agent. And a lot of people think, oh, Kyle Shanahan not going to be able to resist that if it comes to that point.
Yeah, better late than never, right? I mean, I guess that's going to be the Kyle. It's going to work. That's exactly what's going to happen. By the way,
really?
We're heading down the track for. How does that make you feel, Nate? I mean, after all of these years of will they, won't they?
We're on?
Yeah, that's the parade route we're on. Is Kirk Cousins becoming the Niners quarterback next season and continuing the trend of new year, new quarterback. Nate, how does that make you feel?
I don't love it. I never wanted him. I'm glad we got Jimmy over him. No offense. I was just like, I knew that was inevitable before that Jimmy Garoppolo trade. It was like all things were trending towards that. Shanahan wanted his guy, and he got his best season out of him, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking parades. If he gets a parade for us, I do not care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Let me tell you, Kirk Cousins at this point, underrated. People view him like he's Jimmy G, like he's Derek Carr. Kirk Cousins is better than both of those guys. Now, I'm not telling you Kirk Cousins is great. He's not Justin Herbert. He's not anywhere near that category. But the guy can make throws and makes just
he puts up huge numbers.
I'll use the Sam Darnold thing. He throws a beautiful ball. He really throws a beautiful ball and can make literally every single throw on the football field. It's just you have to live with the dumb decisions as well.
And I don't know if he's a leader, the leader you want your quarterback to be. Like you mentioned Jimmy and Jimmy for his flaws. Yeah. He plays like a linebacker, and the team rallied around him.
Right.
Even though he made mistakes, but he definitely led them.
Yeah.
And I don't know that Kirk Cousins does that with his team.
Kirk loosened up a little bit last year. You saw the Kirko chains thing where, he's wearing the chains and taking his shirt off on the plane and stuff.
Maybe little force.
That's like the but that's Kirk Cousins trying to fit in.
Yeah.
That is really that's what you're leading towards with Kirk is he's just a weird guy. He's not normal. He's the kind of guy that has his day scheduled out to the minute. And if anything goes off path, it throws him off completely. And it's the same. He operates the same as a quarterback. If everything's working, his first read's there, he's good. Second read, maybe he can do that. But the second he's got to scramble, improvise, do anything that's not on schedule, it's lost. He just has no idea how to operate in that gray area. And if you can keep him in the green, you're good. But the second he slips into something that he's not comfortable in, that's when it's bad. But that's also what Kyle Shanahan is a pro at, is just telling guys, you don't have to think. Just do what I'm telling you to do and put the ball where I want you to, and you'll find success.
I'm going to watch Quarterback on Netflix just to find out what a weirdo Kirk Cousins is.
He's so weird. I'm telling you, that's going to be the biggest revelation. It's just this guy is such just the most straight edge dad you've ever met in your life.
Up next, the Oakland A's. They're not dead yet, but it's going to take some kind of Moneyball miracle to save them. It's coming up on Chris and Company Sactown Sports.
The 49ers 2023 schedule is out and filled with big matchups.
The 49ers start the season with a Week 1 showdown in Pittsburgh.
At home in Week 5 against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
And a Week 13 NFC Championship game rematch with the Eagles.
San Francisco! Plus, get every 49ers game this season on Sactown Sports. Visit SactownSports.com for the latest team news and a full schedule breakdown.
Greetings from M&S Auto on El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. And a big thanks to our repeat customers for letting us be your favorite car dealer. Repeat customers make us proud. M&S customers know that they're going to find the car, 4x4, or SUV they want. They'll get treated like family and save thousands. Whether you're a repeat customer or a first-time buyer, welcome. M&S Auto, the intelligent car buying experience. MSAutogroup.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
At Wells Fargo, if you accidentally overdraw your account, we give you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with an extra day?
Sunday night and I have the Sunday scaries.
Honey, don't be scared. Every weekend comes with an extra day now.
All right. TGI Sunday.
It helps to have an extra day. When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/getextra to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to timing requirements and the bank's funds availability policy. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street. right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hey guys, June is Men's Health Month, and Revive Men's Health encourages you to prioritize your health. Book your free exam and T-check today and save $199. Call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Denver Nuggets are holding their championship parade right now, but in bigger NBA news, we're all awaiting the ruling on Grizzlies point guard Ja Morant for clarity, how many games he'll be suspended. Commissioner Adam Silver announced during the finals that the final decision will be released after the winner was crowned. This was done in order to not steal thunder from the series, but here we are today. We now check in on the U.S. Open leaderboard, which is sponsored by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Right now, in first place is Jacob Solomon, 4 under. We have a 4-way tie for second. I don't have enough time to list everybody, but they're all 3 under. So we'll check back in every half hour and get you some updates on that. And we have a poll running on YouTube right now. Which King, ex-King, would you add to the modern-day roster? Would it be Peja, Vlade, Doug Christie, or Mitch Richmond? Let us know in the YouTube chat. Those are the headlines. Let's get back to Chris and Co. with Whitey Gleason for hour number 2.
The answer to that has to be Peja, doesn't it? And I love Webb. But, I mean, you look at somebody playing from the past that you would add today. And, of course, Doug Christie defensively would add a lot. But Peja, we just talked about that yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Peja in today's game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what made me think of it. Weber, I did leave Weber off the list because I felt like he would be the heavy favorite.
Right. Yeah.
Just for positional need, all that. But right now, Peja is leading.
Mm-hmm.
No votes for Vlade.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, no votes for Vlade. And then for a while, Doug was in first. So I think people want the defense. They want his length.
I think he's listening, is what I think.
Yeah, I thought the two would be, for sure, would just be Peja and Mitch. And Mitch has a few votes, but I mean, Mitch would be great in modern NBA. I don't know if the Kings necessarily need that position, but like you're saying, you're talking about the draft earlier, drafting for the player, not position. This would be, yeah,
just get the talent.
Yeah,
and figure out the rest later.
But Peja's probably my number 1 too.
Yeah, I think fit-wise, Peja makes the most sense. I mean, if you could put him at the 3 or at the – maybe he can even play small ball 4 nowadays with his shooting ability. I mean, that's exactly what the Kings
he'd be like
need.
a NASCAR, and then, okay, now we're taking the restrictor plates off.
Yes.
Because the game's different now.
Exactly.
So now you can really go and see what you do.
Whatever. Yeah. Take crazy shots. I don't care. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times Peja's shots were a lot of spot ups, but in today's NBA, take some step backs. We'll see what a Peja step back looks like. We'll see what a fall away Peja 3 looks like. I'll just let Peja fling it, and I'll live with the results.
You want to shoot from the logo? We do that
feel free,
now.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even think about extending.
You'd get benched if you did that, but now, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, could you imagine? Yeah, Peja's just spotting up at the crown of the K or whatever for the Kings, like. That just would never have happened, and who knows how deep his range would have been in today's NBA. And you can even throw guys like Hedo Turkoglu in there. Like how good Hedo, towards the end of his career with the Magic was like a big point for. If the Kings could have had that on top of shooting as well, I think Peja, Hedo, in terms of fit, like those are exactly what the Kings need. Doug as well, a nice 3-and-D guy. You can maybe, I feel like people might be thinking Doug more as a 2, but in today's NBA, he's 6'6". He could probably play the 3, and he'd be a really, really good 3, like the ideal 3-and-D kind of guy.
Can we take all of them?
Yeah, you can.
Is that possible? Can we do that?
I got another one for you guys. How good do you think Brad Miller would be today on this Kings roster?
Brad Miller is criminally underrated.
I'll give you a starting 5. So Brad, Sabonis, you got, it's got to be.
Already I'm giving up like 160 points a
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I guess you got to put Keegan and then Herter, Fox, right?
Yeah.
That would be your starting 5. How good do you think that? Do you think that's a pretty significant improvement?
I think unfortunately, I think
one of them has to come off. Brad Miller has to come off.
I think Brad and Sabonis are honestly too redundant. They kind of do exactly the same thing, except Brad's kind of a better shooter. Sabonis is definitely better in the post, but I think those guys are kind of interchangeable at that point. I don't know about the totality fit of it, if they're going to play together again.
Brad
like
Miller
Marty
would
said,
have a ton of assists,
and he'd play great. I mean, really, what I imagine Brook Lopez would be is minus the defense would be what Brad Miller would play. But the problem is the defense,
and he'd also shoot probably a ton more threes.
Oh, a ton.
Yeah,
I mean, Brad, he'd probably shoot 38, 39, 40% on 4 or 5 threes a game if he played today. Absolutely. I mean, Brad was made for today's NBA.
Would you swap? Sorry, I got one more for you guys.
We're good. Please.
Would you swap Fox and HB for Bibby and Weber straight up?
Would I swap Fox
Like modern
and
day.
HB for Bibby and Weber on this team?
Yeah.
No.
That's not an.
I would think about it. I know where you're going, but no, I wouldn't.
I think Sabonis is just it's just a kind of a tough fit with a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Like you kind of need a very specific guy to play next to him, and him and Webb kind of take up the same space, right?
Yeah. And just right now, Fox he makes you go. He's too much to give up. I'm not saying he's better than Weber, although he was last year, but everything starts with him right now.
Yeah.
Would you give up Fox for it? No. Right now, I don't think I would.
The team the identity is Fox, right?
Yeah,
everything is built around Fox. I mean, of course, Sabonis, but Fox, like everyone's always said, we clear out for Fox in the fourth quarter. It's Fox's team. The whole, the identity, the speed, everything is Fox.
Yeah.
So,
I think so.
Okay.
Yesterday was not a happy day for fans of the Oakland A's, and they knew it was coming. And it's still not a done deal, but it's not entirely true. Let's see. Over the next few weeks or months, here's where we are. You've got MLB owners will vote on relocation from Oakland to Vegas. That'll require 75% approval. You also have the governor can sign off on what they voted on in Vegas or not. And he's going to.
Yeah,
because he's been pushing it. Yeah, he's been the biggest.
Wouldn't
proponent.
that be funny?
So you've got the owners will vote. They either will approve, no exceptions, or deny, or approval, including a standard relocation fee. So it looks like it's almost done.
Yeah.
We do have this. California U.S. Representatives Barbara Lee and Mark DeSaulnier introduced the Moneyball Act yesterday, which would force MLB teams to reimburse the local governments and markets they leave.
Yeah.
That's not probably going to save the Oakland A's, but maybe it gets the ball rolling in such a way that at some point the A's leave, and then baseball, they start dealing with lawsuits and things, and then they feel like, okay, we're going to have to put another team in Oakland.
Yeah.
It's not likely, but it's possible.
Yeah, I think that's at this point kind of the best hope is that there's just something drastic that happens to kind of change the course of all of this. And I know that they also filed some antitrust lawsuit or
that
something.
type of thing.
Yeah,
you go back to pardon me, but
no, you're good. You can probably explain it a lot.
Baseball had the Seattle Pilots, and they moved to Milwaukee, and there was a lot of lawsuits and pressure, and baseball eventually expanded. And they said, okay, we'll put another team in Seattle. Remember when the Giants almost moved to Tampa Bay and they didn't? Well, what happened? There was such a stink. Baseball said, okay, we're going to expand to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So there's a chance perhaps with that type of dynamic here, if Oakland and the politicians involved have the wherewithal to put enough pressure on baseball.
Yeah. That's the hope. And then you
they
know,
ain't staying, but there might be a path to another team coming in.
Right. Maybe in 8 to 10 years or something when they expand, but it's also, who knows? I mean, it would, you do have at least working for you that you're in a massive market. I mean, the Bay Area market is a top 5 market or whatever, top 10 market for sure. When you include Oakland, it's a big market that has shown and showed the other day that they have an appetite for baseball. And frankly, I mean, who knows? It might in the long run be the better thing, because at least you're no longer, you know, operating underneath John Fisher or a John Fisher organization, which is what the team, I think, ultimately, well, they want the team to stay, but also staying with John or without John Fisher would be the ultimate win. And you know, it's a step towards that, but it's also, you know, obviously a step towards closer to losing this current team.
There's also the chance that this deal falls apart because the deal is so sketchy. I mean, the plan, you look at it, anybody knows, you don't have to really know how these things work to look at this and go, man, this plan has more holes in it than a box of Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I was like, well, that's not going to work. You're going to draw how many people per game?
Crazy.
No, you're not. I mean, you're relying on how many tourists to fill the ballpark every game? Well, that's not going to work. Yeah. So there's still a chance that the whole thing collapses. It just doesn't appear likely right now.
Right.
But Fisher and Cavill, as a number of people have pointed out, you never can underestimate their ability to screw something up.
Right.
When it comes to these plans.
Absolutely. Like, that's John Fisher might be the Oakland fans' last hope, is that he's so terrible that people just are actively trying to not let him win. It doesn't seem that way. Even I was listening yesterday, and apparently John Fisher is well liked amongst the owners. So if you're hoping for maybe the MLB owners in their vote to come save Oakland, that doesn't seem likely. It's just looking real tough for Oakland to stay here.
I didn't realize this. I think Brody Brazil wrote this at NBCSportsBayArea.com. There's only 3 teams that have never awarded a $100 million player contract.
Wow. I would guess the Rays, the A's, and the Orioles?
It's the A's, of course, yes, but it's also the White Sox and the Royals.
Interesting.
And the A's instantly promised that they would fund a competitive payroll in Vegas, which would cost them an additional $2 billion in the coming decade alone. So, really,
good luck with that.
Yeah.
So just all of a sudden, John Fisher's just going to start spending money. He was just like, Oakland doesn't. 6th, 5th biggest market. No, now that I'm in the 29th biggest market, I'll start spending money. Yeah, that's definitely how it's going to go.
There's a number of holes in the plan,
right,
along those lines. But as far as anybody deciding, look, this is wrong, someone writing in, like, that can't be. The A's are going back to Oakland. It just doesn't look like that person exists.
Yeah, I saw Casey Pratt put this out on Twitter yesterday. Do you think that there's a possibility that almost instantly after the governor signs that bill into law or into place, that John Fisher opens up the A's for sale, even if it's just a little bit, just to help finance everything that's going on?
Yeah, he may have to, because he has to, in order to meet some of the demands that they have agreed to, he's going to have to, I think he has to borrow money from Goldman Sachs.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's
to
not
make
what you
this
wanna
thing
do.
fly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think, he's going to have to borrow money
man.
and sell maybe a portion of the team,
right,
to make that work. So not necessarily going to sell the team, but a portion of it. A lot of people think that's coming.
And that's also could be an easy gateway for someone to get into ownership and then obviously
Maybe
buy
so.
the entire thing.
Yeah, maybe so. And they're taking the name with them.
That's so bad. It's so
But
bad.
he owns it, so of course they are, but that's horrible.
Come on.
Coming up next, how many NBA teams need to just tear it down, start over next? Coming right back with that on Chris and Company, Sactown Sports.
The 123rd U.S. Open Golf Championship takes place at the Los Angeles Country Club, and Sactown Sports has you covered.
The U.S. Open, the tournament that I'd like to win, after having so many good opportunities.
Tune in from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday, June 15th and Friday, June 16th for leaderboard updates and analysis.
Sactown Sports coverage of the U.S. Open is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
This Father's Day, visit Boot Barn for quality gifts and personalized services. Gifts range from durable suede jackets to premium exotic cowboy boots, iconic Western shirts, heavy-duty jeans, and work boots. We provide local same-day gift delivery with gift wrapping and a card included. You can enjoy in-store pickup with $20 off your next order, and our team of experts can help guide you as you shop when you visit your local Boot Barn.
Selling your home can be stressful. Scott Marsh here to tell you about Bridgehaven Homes. They are a local home buying company that offers homeowners an easier way to sell their home. Let Shane and his team at bridgehavenhomes.com take that stress away. Bridgehaven Homes gives you an all-cash offer for your home, no matter what the condition, within 24 hours. You pick the date you wish to close and sell on your terms. No repairs, no showings, and no realtor commissions. Call 916-299-6040 or bridgehavenhomes.com.
Keeping you company with the company. It's Chris and Company with Chris Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
We've been talking about the A's all week, and now, of course, it looks like it's just about a done deal. Looks like the A's are on their way to Vegas, but I did wear, for what it's worth, my TV 58 A's shirt today. When the A's games were on TV 58 here in Sacramento.
That's incredible.
Do you know, and you may not care either way, but do you know the story of why the elephant is the A's mascot?
No, I always try and figure it out. I think I know,
Can we get a better shot for the camera of that? You want to move the mic maybe, Whitey, so everyone can see that? It's a very cool shirt.
The tusks and all.
Yeah, that's a good shirt.
Yeah, thanks. The deal is, have you ever been involved at Christmas in a white elephant exchange?
Yes.
Yeah, a white elephant is like, it's cheap. No one really wants it, right? Yeah. Years and years ago, I think this was 1904, but somewhere around there. The National League and the American League, they were different entities. They weren't under one umbrella. They were competing
ABA,
leagues.
NBA kind of
Yeah,
thing. Right?
yeah. So they would have the World Series like, all right, our best team's going to play you. And one year, and I think it was 04, and I could be wrong, John McGraw, who was the manager of the Giants, New York Giants.
2004? Oh, no.
1904. Yeah.
You said 04. I was like,
sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The New York Giants were going to play the Philadelphia A's, who won the American League. And John McGraw said, that whole league, they're a bunch of white elephants. We're not playing them.
Really?
Yeah. So they didn't have a World Series because the Giants said, we're not playing them. They looked down their noses. And the A's, I think they eventually played the Giants, and I think they beat them in the World Series. But ever since, they adopted that as one of their mascots, the white elephant, which I thought was I still think that's really cool.
Is that like
now this
the elephant is not white? Yeah,
the elephant kind of evolved over the years
into a more natural.
Stomper became a mascot, and I don't think he's a white elephant.
He's not. No.
Yeah. But
I thought it was because of all the elephants roaming the streets in Oakland.
No, I'd see a lot of people assume that. Yeah.
It's quite a bit out there.
I don't know why. I mean, I know they have the logo of the elephant on the baseball or something. I thought it was maybe
that's an ancient. That logo goes way back.
I just assumed it was elephants are actually surprisingly really good athletes, and they can balance on balls and stuff, and
they could shoot a baseball out of their nose 1,000 yards.
Yeah, essentially. I was
trunk.
Trunk. Excuse me.
Nose,
sorry,
right?
Sorry, Peter.
I just assumed it had something to do with the
troll
athletic
job.
ability.
That's the type of thing that would happen now on Twitter, right? That was 1904. It's
right.
Fine. We will never forget you said that about us.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. I mean, that's the fact that they turned a troll into a 100-year or 100+ year mascot is really it's the ultimate troll job. And then the fact that they beat them in the World Series and the Giants have never beaten the A's in the World Series, correct? I mean,
I'd have to go way, way, way back because I think they played a couple times. They might have beaten them in one of those way back New York Giant Philadelphia World Series.
Okay.
I should know that.
I was trying to start
I
the
have
curse
forgotten.
of the elephant, maybe.
Yeah.
They got their number.
But it was the Giants and the A's,
I know.
too.
Yeah,
That's
all the
another
way
cool thing
from
about
all
it.
the way back
But that's
then.
all, the whole Giants, A's. How many players were Giants and Oakland A's? It's like, yeah, it's not going to matter.
No, it's not. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. And I know I saw you mentioned Brody Brazil last segment. Like I saw him a clip of him in the A's post game the other day, just breaking down, talking about how he saw, just something as small as like seeing a kid wearing a young 10-year-old wearing an A's hat, and where anywhere in the Bay Area, even here in Sacramento, you're not going to see that in 10, 15 years. It's not going to exist. You're going to see Giants hats or whatever, Sacramento River Cats hat. I don't know.
Sacramento Wildcats.
Yeah. Well, you're just not going to see the Oakland A's hat around here anymore. And it's been a staple. It's been a kind of, the niche fan base here in Northern California. And it's just really crazy that it's not going to exist. I mean, I'm sure you have many people in your life as well that are lifelong A's fans that just really, they don't really know what to do moving forward, because they hate the Giants. I mean, they're not just going to hop over to the Dodgers or something.
That to an A's fan.
No.
And I know Kyle Madsen tweeted this today. He's like, for anybody that tells me, just root for the Giants, I'm gonna block you on Twitter.
Right.
That's not an option.
No, it's not.
It's not a thing.
It's not. It's just not a thing. It would be like, if you were to tell a Kings fan, why don't you just be a Lakers fan or at this point a Warriors fan if the Kings were to leave? And it's like,
no, you don't.
No,
understand.
you just don't get it. Like,
Raiders to Niners when the Raiders left.
to Niners,
Like
exactly.
Split cap thing. I don't know where you stand on those, but those have always driven me crazy.
Split
I'm
caps,
a Giants fan and an A's fan.
Split caps are
And you're
terrible.
a fan of nothing.
Split jerseys are psychotic.
The only time it's acceptable is when it's a parent.
Yes.
When it's like
The Kelce's,
Bosa's mom, wearing both. That's okay. But if you do that,
I saw
Even
you
then, I'm
need to be
still
locked
roasting
up.
mom.
Yeah.
Like, pick one, mom.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Straight jacket.
Yeah.
Straight. That is some straight jacket material. Yeah, if you have a split jersey, you
Pick
might
a
as well wear a
side.
straight jacket as well. Yeah, you got to pick a side. Like, you're telling me you like both equally? There's nothing
I like
that
cats
leads
and
either way.
dogs.
Yeah.
Actually, I do, but
I
that's
do
a bad
too,
example.
but-
But
Yes.
you're either a dog person or a cat person, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you can't
Even
like
if you
them
love
both.
both. On that, you take a
You
side.
have to take a side. You cannot split both. There's no way. Yeah, and especially with the history of those two teams, even the I guess not really semi-recent anymore, but the 80s, the World Series times, like you have to fall on one side of things, and they stand for two completely different things. Giants are a little more hoity-toity and have always, as you mentioned in your story, like always kind of stuck their nose up at the A's, and the A's are kind of a lot more of the blue collar, a lot more, nothing really flashy, even, the field, the stadium, the team, nothing has really ever been flashy about them. And it just, they really represent two completely different types of fans.
You're a cat person, aren't you? You're a cat person?
I like cats. I've never bought a cat for myself.
Okay.
I have had dogs that are my dogs.
Okay.
But my girlfriend has a cat that I now live with.
Okay.
And I am now realizing that, look, people don't want to hear this, but cats are a million times easier to take care of than dogs. Like, infinitely easier to take
Less
care of.
rewarding.
They don't give anything back. Yeah.
They do. No, some cats do. You
come
just
on.
no. My cat is
dead rats?
way more like a dog than we don't let my cat out though. So I don't get the birds, the cat, or the rats, any of
You
that
said
stuff.
something about a cat a while ago on the show. And my wife Sheena, it's our anniversary today. Happy anniversary!
Hey,
Sheena.
happy anniversary.
She said, "Is he a cat? Not like what? Is she like? Is he a cat guy?" I said, "I don't know." So I had to ask.
No, I cats are.
That's
people,
not an accusation or anything necessarily.
As we say, you have to pick a side. Like, cats are great. Like, cats are they just bring two completely different things. Like, cats are.
Well, a cat doesn't bring anything. A dog will bring whatever you want it to bring to you.
You guys got the wrong
What do you
cats.
need?
I'm letting you know you got the wrong cats.
You need ball. You need beer. What
My
can I
dog
bring
does
you?
nothing.
What can I do? We have a Labrador. What can I do for you?
I have
Right?
the weirdest dog on the planet.
And
though,
cats
so.
will literally flip you off.
Yeah, they kind of do. I mean, my cat,
Not literally.
my cat is very vocal.
Yeah.
Like,
That's annoying,
it's-
dude.
it's to the point where I'm convinced the cat has now understands human, like,
mannerisms.
Yeah, mannerisms, because she will yell at, like, I can sense a raise of tone when she really wants something.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I do not appreciate
Sounds
it.
like you need a straight jacket, Chris.
Yeah,
Sounds
I do.
like you're losing it a
I'm
bit.
losing it a little bit. I'm telling you, that cat is driving me
My
crazy.
parents used to have a cat. Cats are cool, I know.
They're awesome. They're really, really cool. Dogs are also pretty dumb. It's really cute. but
Depends
they're
on the dog.
Really dumb.
Definitely
The
depends
breed.
on,
Yeah.
on
My
I'm
dog
sure there are
really
dumb
dumb.
cats. I don't know, but come on.
Like
Cats
Chihuahuas
are clever.
dumb. Chihuahuas are
pretty
dumb.
dumb. They're also
You ever hang
annoying.
out with a border collie? They're smarter than a lot of people I
Hang out.
know, including myself.
Yeah,
They're really smart.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, yeah, the shepherd dogs, all those are, yeah, and then some huskies. Some of the dogs are like crazy smart.
I drove
Way
home one
smarter than-
time. This was a long time ago when we had it was a Norwegian elk hound. And the door of the car was open. I came out, I let him in, and he comes in, he gets in the car, and he steps on the remote and opens the garage door
No
like he
way.
was going to drive away. I'm pretty sure it was an accident, but I wondered about it.
No,
I was
you were like,
whoa.
whoa, that dog's smarter than my 10-year-old. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's some of the things that people train their dogs to do, like open fridges, close them, get them a beer.
Yeah.
That's the one I need to train my. If anyone out there can train dogs to close doors, that's what I need my dog. I'm sick and tired of them swinging the door open and then kind of get up. And
I'm
close
pretty
it.
sure you can train cats, but you have to find a cat that says, why would I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, there's something in it for me. All right.
That's the
a lot of
problem,
cats
yeah.
like, no, I'm not. No.
Cats
I'm
have
not
a little
doing
bit too
that.
much free will for my stance. Dogs, yeah, you yell at them enough, they'll come. Cats,
What do you need? Yeah.
yeah,
What do you
cats
need?
are like, why would I do that, dude? Like,
Uh-huh.
do you not see me? I'm relaxing here. Like,
We're
I
getting
own
out.
you.
Yeah, coming up, we're getting out the wrecking ball, the wrecking basketball. Which NBA teams need to just tear it down right now in this offseason and start over next? Chris and company. Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
It feels awesome. We deserve this. Let's go, Niners!
Purdy,
Purdy gonna throw, and it is Kittle in the back of the end zone.
Samuel,
Debo 10, Debo, touchdown!
and McCaffrey.
Touchdown! CMC!
They all live here on Sactown Sports.
Your official home for 49ers football.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's a warmer day for this Thursday. You'll feel that into the afternoon with mainly sunny skies and a light north wind. Highs will peak today in the low 90s. Expect overnight lows in the upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to all the newest technology and an industry-leading warranty. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
The annual Father's Day sale is on at Work World. For all the dads who show us the meaning of hard work, you keep our families and communities strong. Right now, Work World has unbeatable deals on high-quality work boots and workwear with brands like Timberland Pro, built for the bold. Timberland Pro work boots will help keep dads safe and comfortable all day on the job. Find our full selection of Timberland Pro and more gifts for hardworking dads during the Father's Day sale at your local Work World store and workworld.com.
It ignites something inside of you. It's Thunder Valley's $20,000 20th anniversary cash giveaway. 5 winners on Friday and Saturday nights in June. One very lucky guest wins 20 grand, guaranteed. See it, hear it, feel it.
Feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
The Gold Rush Classic takes place July 13th and 14th in Rancho Murrieta. Come join the fun and play golf with a celebrity, or just check out the concert. The Gold Rush Classic, where the stars and guitars shine. For more info, go to goldrushclassic.org.
Being a letter carrier and walking 20,000 steps, which equals up to about 10 miles a day, it's tough. I really didn't have feet problems. I had back problems. I had had as many epidurals that I could possibly have in 1 year. That was scary. Well, I've been delivering letters to the Good Feet store for over 6 years, and the expert there finally convinced me to try their arch supports.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Keith actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
The people at the Good Feet store really educated me about what the arch supports could actually do. And lo and behold, I have no more back problems. The future I can see now. I couldn't see it before. Where I would be without them, I have no clue. I'm Keith, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. We're going to go ahead and check in on the U.S. Open leaderboard, which is sponsored by Naturewood Home Furnishing, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Right now in the number one spot, we have American Ricky Fowler, who's 5 under currently. There is a two-way tie for second place at 3 under, and then we have a ginormous tie. I think that's a 7-way tie for technically fourth place, with everyone there at 2 under. Right now, if you're watching on YouTube, take a look at our poll. We're talking about which ex-King would you add to the modern-day roster. Your options are Peja, Blotty, Doug, and Mitch Richmond. Right now, Peja is in the lead with 44% of the votes. Those are the headlines. Let's get back to Chris and Co. with Whitey Gleason.
Just my last salvo here in this dog versus cat thing. Obviously, love all animals. But when you have an NBA player and a guy on your team and you really admire his toughness, do you say, that guy's a real cat?
Yeah.
Or do you say, hey, guys, he's got a lot of dog in him? Huh?
Got a lot of cat in him for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Meow. All that meow.
Guy might be cat. He might have cat-like quickness.
Yeah, exactly.
But you want a guy that's got a lot of dog in him.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Or a guy like Udonis Haslem. He has 9 lives, right?
Boom. Yeah. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate that.
Yeah, real proud of that one.
No, that's really a great one. It's a great one. That's a fantastic point. Plus, like, there's variations of dogs. Like, yeah, he might be a pit bull, but like a Chihuahua. Like, do you want a guy who has that Chihuahua in him? I guess maybe.
Chihuahuas have some redeeming qualities.
I'd say loyal. Isaiah Thomas maybe has that Chihuahua in him.
Very loyal.
I feel like saying that you're a Chihuahua isn't a compliment. I mean, like, that means you're small and you're yappy, not actually scared of you. When a Chihuahua barks at you, like, it's like, oh, little guy, he's so mad. Oh, you're gonna nip at my ankles.
Sometimes they will. Sometimes they will bite you.
Yeah, and then you know what you do? Never mind.
I always think of the Taco Bell dog. When Chihuahuas come out.
Oh, yes, Yo Quiero Taco Bell.
See.
Absolutely.
The rally continues in Denver. They've had the parade today. The confetti is flying. The players have their shirts off.
Half the team has their shirts off. I hope it's warm in Denver today.
Yeah. Christian Brown has some sort of a championship wrestling belt.
He does.
Michael Malone was speaking to a reporter within the last hour or so. And this is really cool if you haven't heard this already. He got very, very emotional talking about what this day meant to him.
You know what's funny about this? Jared Bednar, coach of the Avalanche, told me, I said, when did it hit you? He said, at the parade. And he said to me right now, and to and for me, I'm sorry. For me, to share it with our fans, that means the world to me. This is an amazing experience. Something that I believed in I have no doubt that we get to this point. I have no doubt because of the people I work with every day. From Josh and Stan Kroenke to Calvin Booth in his front office, from my coaching staff, and most importantly, the 17 players in that locker room. So for me, just taking the time to reflect and own the moment. Life's about moments. It is. Life's about moments. And what we just accomplished, 47 years in the making. And I just am so happy, not for me, not for our players, but for our fans. We have people that have been supporting this team for 47 years. And to those fans for 47 years, I just want to say thank you for being patient. Thank you for believing in us. And thank you for enjoying this journey, this process, because we couldn't have done this without you. So, Nuggets Nation, I love you.
One of the things people talk about now before a parade is who's going to be the star of the parade.
Yeah.
It's Michael Malone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that speech that's incredible. Like
we had that on here and we didn't have the sound on because we're doing the show. And I wondered what was wrong because it obviously was live and a reporter had a microphone there and he wasn't talking.
Right.
And I didn't know what was going on. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
But he just was overcome. And then he was just
we just saw him taking little the little airplane bottles that they give you. He just downed an airplane bottle of Fireball.
Yeah.
And it did not look like Mike Malone had drank in a very long time. He's probably been sober since the regular season ended, if I had to guess. And I think that Fireball shot hit him because, he was shaking it. All right. Woo! Woo! All right. Yeah. Who said parade? Let's go. I'm ready. So don't be surprised if you see shirtless Michael Malone next. Might be like J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith coming at you to a Denver bar near you.
Aaron Gordon has like an Aaron Gordon jersey on with his
I don't love that.
Shoes around his neck.
Yeah. Aaron Gordon is
he might not know where he is right now.
Yeah.
He might be hallucinating.
I love parade vibes. Parade vibes are my favorite. Like Draymond, the other when they won, I think it was the first out of the they suck. Yup. We up. Yup.
I can't wait to see Kittle at a parade. He's gonna be like a monster.
Gosh. Yeah, no. I saw KCP doing the Steve Austin. That's definitely what Kittle's gonna do.
Brady throwing the trophy. That was crazy. That's probably one of the crazier ones.
It's just seeing these guys like actually loosen up for the first time it's great. I'm all for all parade vibes and just act as dumb and drunk as you want. Please, you deserve it.
I've never seen anyone happier and just totally, completely satisfied than Michael Malone is today.
Yeah, truly. I mean, yeah.
The gratitude that he shows, the happiness, the pure joy. You know, you see that a lot of these parades, but I've never seen anyone exhibited more than he did in that clip and then he is on our screens today.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's an NBA lifer. Like his dad, Brendan, was an NBA coach for the Pistons, the Bad Boy Pistons. Michael like came up around those teams. We played Mike Brown audio the other day of him on the Hoop Collective podcast, and that podcast, Mike Brown talks about how Michael Malone was his like rookie. Like when Mike Brown first got the job in Cleveland, that was Mike Malone's like first on the bench coaching gig. So he's just been through the ringer for 15 plus years now.
I bet you if you walked up to him, Chris, and you called him Mike, he'd be like, "That's okay. We're good.
It's fine.
We're good
today. I'll let it slide." That's the kind of vibes that Michael Malone is giving off today. He's Mike. Today,
I think so.
This is Mike Malone today. This is the first time that we're seeing Mike Malone, and it's wonderful. I mean, he's taking selfies right now with DeAndre Jordan and Bruce Brown, and I mean, it's just incredible. Like he always gave off that kind of energy. Like, we talked about how
DeAndre Jordan's having fun.
He's having the best time. DeAndre's like, I didn't even have to play all year. I just get to show up for the party. Look at that the can in Jokic's hand. Looks like it's one of those little mini soda cans. And it's a full-size bottle. I mean, the parade vibes are absolutely fantastic.
Tremendous.
And Mike Malone is he's just the players kind of guy. Like he's a players coach, but at the same time has a great balance of being that while also being a disciplinarian, and he's just fantastic.
Time for all things. Time for discipline, time for joy.
Yeah.
And celebration.
Always, yeah.
So as they celebrate, other teams prepare for the next season? Are there any teams that right now, Chris, you think would be best off just taking the wrecking ball and saying, you know what, time to start over?
My number one candidate for blowing it up, and I have no idea why they haven't yet, the Chicago Bulls. I do not understand the route that the Chicago Bulls are going. They just locked up Zach LaVine to a huge extension. He was due to hit free agency this offseason. He was going to be the big target. DeMar DeRozan is 34, 35. The Nikola Vucevic trade has just been a loss for them completely. I mean, the assets that they gave up have just not even came close to the production that Vucevic is given. You don't really know what Kobe White is. You don't really know what Patrick Williams is at this point. If I'm Chicago, I don't see what the point is of being in purgatory. I mean, last season they finished 40 and 42. That's the definition of average.
Right.
I don't see where they're going.
Them, but I
for
agree
sure,
with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Didn't ship off Caruso
year
at the
before,
deadline.
not the year we just had, but the year before when the Warriors won the championship. Going into that year, they made a deal, Chicago did, where essentially they made a bunch of moves that ensured that they would be pretty good, but that they would never be very good.
Yeah. No, it's purgatory. It's the place that you don't want to be. Like, the Bulls cannot win a championship realistically with how their current roster is structured. And in my opinion, if you can't even compete for a title or for a conference champ, even to appear in the conference finals, I don't know what you're doing. And I just don't, with how financially capped the Bulls are, I just don't see what the route is for them. And I would just go young, move on from DeRozan. They already signed LaVine, but you should try and move off from that.
They're a mediocre team masquerading as a pretty good team.
Yes, that's absolutely what they are. And, again, I don't really see where they're going with this one. And they lose their pick this year to Orlando. So they have the 11th pick in the draft and have to forfeit it.
The Vucevic trade,
right? In the Vucevic trade, right. It just keeps on giving to Orlando. They get Wendell Carter, they get Franz Wagner, and now they're going to get the 11th pick as well.
I would say Portland, and I know we've talked a lot about them.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the team that now it's time to move off Dame and start over. They've got the opportunity there with a high pick.
I would do it.
Well.
Yeah, just trade Dame and you have the number 3 pick. Just get as many young talent and young assets as you can and fire Chauncey Billups. I don't understand why Chauncey Billups still has that job. I've seen nothing from them.
It's because Dame likes him, but if you're moving Dame, then
bye. Sorry, Chauncey. Sorry.
Guess which piece of MJ memorabilia just sold for $1.38 million?
That's a lot.
Next on Chris and Company, Sactown Sports.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Greetings from M&S Auto on El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. And a big thanks to our repeat customers for letting us be your favorite car dealer. Repeat customers make us proud. M&S customers know that they're going to find the car, 4x4, or SUV they want. They'll get treated like family and save thousands. Whether you're a repeat customer or a first-time buyer, welcome. M&S Auto, the intelligent car buying experience. MSAutogroup.com.
Sacramento Kings basketball is back this summer. Catch 6 games of NBA action and fun for the whole family when the California Classic Summer League returns on July 3rd and 5th. The Kings will host the Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Lakers, Miami Heat, and newly added San Antonio Spurs and Charlotte Hornets with the number 1 and number 2 NBA draft picks. 2-day passes start at just $42 and include access to all 6 games. Visit Kings.com/California Classic for more information and to buy your tickets today.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit. Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
New flooring instantly updates a room. RC Willie has an incredible selection of carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate. Their experts will help you find the perfect floor for your home and schedule a free in-home measure. Shop RC Willie in Elk Grove or Rockland today.
Live and local, it's Chris and Company with Chris Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Mentioned that we're enjoying the parade today. Feeling good for Michael Malone. It's funny, isn't it? I know you mentioned this yesterday, Chris. He's Chris Watkins. I'm Whitey Gleason. Kings fans can feel pretty good about Michael Malone. As far as the Maloofs winning the Stanley Cup or being part of that ownership group, good
to
for
each
them.
his own,
Yeah, good for them. Some of that resentment still lingers, but not towards Michael Malone.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Mike, and again, we played that audio the last segment, and that's the exact reason why everyone loves Mike Malone. He just understands it. He gets it. He's also a human. He's not one of these coaches who just drills guys and doesn't understand that they're real people. Like he really does have a legit and it seems really earnest connection with his guys. That's just really tough to find. Again, just like the perfect balance of being a disciplinarian while also being able to relate to your guys. And you see that with, I mean, the Jokic brothers throwing Mike Malone into the air. Like there's clearly a real genuine love and appreciation between the coach and the players. Tough to find, really tough to find.
Happy for him, truly happy for him.
Yeah.
And especially seeing somebody so happy.
Yeah. I mean, that's today is the day of happiness. Like he said in the beginning of that clip, like the day that you really truly feel like you won the title isn't necessarily the day, that you win the game, because so many emotions are overflowing. You're just getting done playing the basketball game. And of course you're popping champagne and all that. But the day that you really see how much it means to everybody is at the parade, when you look out and you're making your speech and you see, I don't even know how many people are going to be out there, 60, 70, whatever, 50. I don't know how many people show up to these parades because we haven't had one, but just to see the amount of people that were impacted by what you just were able to accomplish, that's what it's all about, and that's when it really hits.
JR on the YouTube chat is actually taking shots at the pretzels I sold at the 49ers parade in 1985. He claims to have purchased one of the, and this was an ingenious idea, a football-shaped kind of pretzel with cheese on it, and they were immensely popular.
He is really going in on you. I mean, he's
it wasn't a pretzel, it was a grenade. Come on.
He wants to know if Phantom played for the 1904 A's. JR, come on, man.
I think
we haven't heard from JR in a while.
He wasn't playing. He would retired by then, so I don't think he was playing.
Where have you been at, JR? I know. Nice to see him in the chat, but JR's been quiet recently.
You know, the Chicago Bulls had a few parades.
Yeah, just a couple.
It
just
seems
a couple.
Like, you know, this week as we look back on this day in sports history, it's like every day it's like 4 anniversaries of the Bulls winning a championship.
Yeah, today was the day Michael did this. Right.
But yeah, well, there's a piece of Michael Jordan memorabilia that was just auctioned off for $1.38 million.
Has to be either his jersey, like a signed game-worn jersey.
Not correct.
Shoes. Michael Jordan's shoes would make the most sense. Like maybe some like early pairs of shoes.
Blackjack cards, maybe.
You have the shoes is right, but you don't have the right shoes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. On the 25th anniversary of Michael Jordan's iconic game-winning shot in Game 6, we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
The shoes he wore one season earlier in the flu game.
The flu game.
$1.38 million.
Wow. And those are I assume those better be game worn, right? He better have slept in them, signed them, maybe taken a shot. Is there that's correct? They're game worn?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's the appeal.
Anyway,
did he sell them or was it like golden auctions or something like that?
Let me see. No, there's a guy named Preston Truman. Okay, here's the deal.
Yeah,
Jordan had 38 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, more than 44 minutes that night. And you remember, if you saw it, you remember he's collapsing and Scotty was holding him up.
Allegedly hungover.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite conspiracies.
Yeah, he gave his signed sneakers to jazz ball boy Preston Truman.
Why?
Because he used to bring Jordan applesauce before games.
That's cool. Good for Preston.
Yeah.
Good for Preston.
What?
Yes.
That's quite a trade-off.
Well, Michael,
I just wanted to talk to Michael Jordan, so I just found any excuse possible. I was like, "Sir, do you want my applesauce?" And then he gets shoes that he can then sell for
He didn't know,
bruh.
He didn't know it was going to be the flu game,
bruh.
He just had a little too much the night before.
Well, Jordan's trainer says in The Last Dance that it wasn't the flu; it was food poisoning. And I know there's some people that were from Utah. I know a guy that used to work in Utah. And I think the story there is a lot of people believe that somebody there in the hotel put something in his food.
Well, we have a similar conspiracy, don't we? Wasn't there a burger that Kobe ate at the Hyatt here that allegedly gave him food poisoning as well?
Yes.
Don't order room service if you're a star player on the road.
Talk about Kobe beef.
Hello.
I don't know if that one was ever told before. I doubt that one has ever been said.
Preston Truman was photographed receiving the shoes from Jordan. But additional photo matching was done by MyGray and Sports Investors Authentication. There's also a letter of authenticity from Truman. So
that's incredible. What a trade-off. Applesauce for $1.38 million shoes.
You got to be careful about that stuff. That alone, the authenticity. I have a dear family member who passed a few years ago, and some of his things were given to me. And one of the things I got was a Sammy Sosa autographed baseball.
Oh, that's incredible.
And it came with a certificate of authenticity.
Right.
And I didn't know, it wasn't like PSA. Everything now is like Pro Sports Authenticators. Yeah. So I looked at the certificate and I looked it up online. And apparently it's almost certainly a fake. Yes. Right about that
that's
time.
Terrible. I mean, that's terrible. But yeah.
Yeah. And it was, I'm glad that the person that gave it to me didn't know.
Yeah.
Because they spent a lot of money on it.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm glad they didn't know.
Yeah.
But apparently there was a huge sports counterfeiting ring in the late 90s that the FBI broke up.
Really?
And in the wake of that, a lot of this came out like, if you have this, you have this, you have this, it's fake.
Oh man, that's tough. I mean, like, at least it's not like a Horace Wagner signed baseball.
Oh yeah,
or something
and
like
it's
that.
fine. I wasn't like, oh no, because it was given to me. It wasn't like one of my prized possessions,
right?
And I truly am grateful that the person that I got it from, that they didn't know,
right?
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, that's why something like this, obviously, you got to make sure.
You got to make sure, absolutely,
it's what it's supposed to be.
Did it say who? I mean, no one just casually has $1.38 million. Does it say who the buyer was?
Here's what we have on that. Truman held on to the shoe. The applesauce guy.
Can we please just refer to him as the applesauce man?
Applesauce, bro. Held on to the shoes for 15 years before he consigned them to Gray Flannel Auctions in 2013. They sold then for $104,765.
Brother.
Yeah. 10 years later, the same sneakers have appreciated by more than 1,200%. They still fell short of the all-time record for a pair of sneakers. That was the Air Jordan 13 breads that Jordan wore in the second half of Game 2 of the Last Dance Finals, which sold for $2.238 million in April.
At least it wasn't that Tom Brady fake last ball situation.
Good point. Yeah, see, you got to be super careful.
Yeah.
Well,
that's right.
Yeah.
I do remember that. I do remember that. I forgot about
that. But then
that.
he came out of
He
retirement.
unretired.
Sorry.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
Jordan airships worn during his rookie season sold for $1.472 million in 2021. But I'm sorry, I don't actually have the buyer here.
No, it's okay. I'm sure they don't want that
sold
public.
at auction. Yeah.
Also, what's the value of that? Like, I mean, besides the 1.38 million, but like, are you displaying that? That's got to go in a safety deposit box or something, right? Like, is that going in your house, in your man cave?
It would go in my house. I mean, if I had it.
I mean, that would make you a prime target, though, for, you know, a home invasion.
That's why I have a dog, not a cat.
It all comes back around.
Full circle, baby. Full circle.
All comes back around. Whitey Gleason, that's why you're the best in the business.
What's a cat going to do? Hey, some guy's stealing your thing. No, a dog's going to do something.
The cat would probably actually just like jump on. He would probably help him out, actually. Yeah.
I didn't want to go there, but
They're called cat burglars for a reason now. Come on.
What is your most prized piece of sports memorabilia? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. YouTube chat.
I got one.
I'll have to think about that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. What's yours?
Nate Littlefield, go.
My father is an artist. He's an artist. He draws. He has a life-size Joe Montana that he did like 15 years ago.
Really?
And when I was in high school, right out of high school, I think Joe Montana was doing a signing at a motorcycle dealer in Rockland or something, and I showed up. I got in line, and I was worried I wasn't going to get the signature. And they're like, "Oh, he's extending the time. You're gonna get it." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Joe's leaving." So I ran in there and I held up the giant life-size Joe Montana, and some guy waved me through it. I was the last one to get it signed. So we have a signed. It's pretty incredible.
Is it like one of those like cutout essentially? You know how like they have like those big standing life?
No, my dad painted it from scratch. Like
what is
my
the
dad,
pose? Is he
the pose. He's
or?
standing with the ball helmet in the hand. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow,
bringing it.
So it's like a 6-foot thing.
Yeah, it's like 6.
Wow.
The bottom right of it, down low. Right.
So if someone saw that, they'd think, "Oh, he drew that."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Joe Montana is an artist. He drew himself.
Wow, that's
like
awesome.
the Mona Lisa.
That's something that I'm pretty proud of. I also have Jerry Rice's gloves because they used to practice at Sierra College. My dad has a pair of those.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
too.
that's legendary.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Are they on display? Like where
I have them hidden somewhere. Don't
publicize.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do. Like I have minor stuff in my room, but it's like, I don't know. Last time they went to the Super Bowl, I hung up all the jerseys for good luck, and that didn't help. So like, I don't know. Memorabilia is weird. I don't have space for it. You need a man cave, right?
Yes, because that's the key. Is traditionally, especially if
girls don't like it.
Exactly, that's the key.
What's up with that?
Second, you move in with a lady in your life, the first thing that goes is all sports memorabilia.
Everything cool.
Yeah, everything.
My Mad Max posters, my Scarface posters, those are all gone.
You
All those
save
super
it,
cool
and
stuff.
at some point, either in the relationship or in the next one or the one after that, that comes back in play.
Do you just kind of be like 20 years later, these old things, can I bring these out now?
Yeah.
Like, is it okay?
Yeah.
I think what you do when you get into a fight,
equity,
you go,
yeah.
okay, well, I'm putting up the poster then. And you just put it up in the living room.
Yeah.
Well, Joe Montana's going in the living room now.
That's one way you can play it.
life-size.
But yeah, you just have to be patient.
Yeah.
I
guess
your
that's
time
what
will
it
come.
is. Yeah, time will come. You got to ease them into it. You start off with a little like Kings coaster or something, and then you move on to the Joe Montana life-size cutout.
Yeah. Your most
Baby
prized
steps.
piece of sports memorabilia. Do you have any Michael Jordan shoes or any shoes from any NBA players? I got a funny story about that coming up next. Also coming up, the good news, bad news for the Kings in the upcoming draft on Chris and Company, Sactown Sports.
The Kings season might be over, but Sactown sports coverage never stops.
We, as a team, have a ways to go. This is something that you want to be able to build off of.
Stay tuned all off-season to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17, in-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Players of all abilities will tell you that Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course is the area's #1 course for fun. Whether you're a beginner or an accomplished player, Bartley Kavanaugh has something for you. It's a great walking course, but motorized carts are available too. The moderately sized greens and generous fairway landing areas will add to your satisfaction and smiles for the day. Near the banks of the picturesque Sacramento River, Bartley Kavanaugh features the brand new tap room for all your beverage needs. For tea times, visit bartleycavanaugh.com. It's Sacramento's #1 course for fun.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
You've heard all of his greatest hits. And now's your chance to see Grammy-nominated multi-platinum singer-songwriter Gavin DeGraw live at Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville. Get your tickets now to see Gavin DeGraw, Friday, June 23rd at 8 p.m. Only at Gold Country Casino Resort. Must be 21 or older.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop. O'Reilly.
Win the battle against rust and corrosion with PB Blaster at O'Reilly Auto Parts. PB Blaster quickly busts loose rusted, corroded, or frozen parts. PB Blaster is great for everything from bolts to frozen locks. Right now, pick up an 11-ounce bottle of PB Blaster for just $6.99, plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
There's a right way and a wrong way to fight off mosquitoes. Karate chopping the air, in a public place, in front of your kids and their friends, Mom, is the wrong way. Using STEM mosquito repellent is the right way. STEM effectively repels mosquitoes by harnessing active ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and peppermint, making it safe for use as directed around people and pets. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science, and embarrassment-free.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines. I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Denver Nuggets are holding their championship parade right now, but in bigger NBA news, we are all waiting for the ruling on Grizzlies point guard Ja Morant. Could happen any minute, any day, no one really knows. But it was announced during the finals by Commissioner Adam Silver that his final decision would be announced once the series was over, and that was to prevent the Thunder from being stolen from whoever won the finals. And we now check in on the U.S. Open leaderboard, which is sponsored by Naturewood Home Furnishing, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Right now in first place, Ricky Fowler. He is 6 under, but right under him at 5 under is Xander Schauffele. And then in third place, we have Ryan Fox, who's 3 under, and it looks like 5-way tie for fourth place. That, of course, is brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings, but if you're watching us on YouTube, take a look at our poll we're running right now. Which King would you want to add to the modern NBA Kings roster? Let us know. Between Vlade, Mitch Richmond, Doug Christie, and Peja Stojakovic. Those are the headlines. Let's go to hour number 3 of Chris & Co. with Whitey Gleason.
Peja is the answer. Peja is the correct answer. Right, Chris Watkins?
Yes, definitely.
Have you come up with your favorite piece of sports memorabilia yet? Do you have anything?
Yes. Can't believe I forgot this. Yeah, I mean, I was able to acquire a very special piece of memorabilia here.
Allegedly.
Through
unceremonious circumstances.
You're not at liberty to discuss all the details.
Yeah,
of how you acquired
exactly.
this.
Exactly. I can't.
Dumpster diving.
Exact dumpster diving. That's what we'll say. Somebody might or may not have dumpster dove, and I have in my possession Steph Curry's water bottle from his 50-point performance in Game 7 of this playoff run. Yes.
Here I am saying, wow,
it's not
but I
signed
think I've
or
actually
anything.
seen it.
Yes, it has a number 30 on it.
When you showed
Got
it
the
to me,
tape.
I got to confess, I had no idea what it was.
Yeah. It doesn't, I mean, if I just were to bring it out and say, hey, this is my cool sports
you went
memorabilia.
to Starbucks and you were number 30?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
told him your name was 30?
Yes. Yeah. And it's really twisted, but like obvious. I love history. I love sports history, especially. And at the time, like 50 points was the record for most points scored in a Game 7. I was in the building for it. It felt like something that would be interesting to have, and I can maybe look at it every time, and it could be a sobering reminder of what the Kings went through, but also a nice reminder that the Kings did take the Warriors 7. So
on the YouTube chat, that's
it's unique.
Really,
it's very unique, which is what I also like about it.
On the YouTube chat, JR he shares his most prized piece of memorabilia, but he was saying such terrible things about my pretzels that I'm not going to read it. Dwayne Baker says I have a Kobe rookie, Ronnie Lott rookie card signed.
Wow.
Ricky Henderson rookie card signed.
Wow.
Mike Schmidt 1975 top signed. So he's got a lot of cards.
Sounds like you and Dwayne might need to meet up. Do a little.
I have a basketball that I bought 20-something years ago. And the ABA, I love the old ABA. They had a reunion in 1997.
Mm-hmm.
And at the reunion, they had Julius Erving, who was the last MVP of the league. He signed some of these reunion balls, red, white, and blue. And so did Connie Hawkins, who was the first MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one of those. I forget how many they made. But I have one of those. And of course, Connie Hawkins is no longer with us.
Yeah.
But it's from what I can tell, it's gone up quite a bit in value, but it's probably my most prized.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
A red, white, and blue ball, especially like
this
that's
is ABA 30th reunion 1997.
Yeah.
And then Julius and then Connie Hawkins.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And is it just those two signatures?
Yep.
Or is,
the first MVP of the league and the last.
Oh, I mean, that's incredible.
It's one of those things that to me, I don't know what it's worth, but to me, it's worth more.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, it's going to have to be a blow your socks off kind of number if you're going to part with it. That's a really, really cool piece of memorabilia. I have.
But I bought it. I didn't acquire it. It wasn't given to me. So
that's true.
I don't have that same personal connection,
right?
But it's still pretty cool.
I have a signed mini ball from Isaiah Thomas and Marcus Thornton.
Whoa.
Is that up there with Connie Hawkins and Dr. J? If not more,
worth it.
Yeah. No pun intended there with Isaiah. Come on.
You had me at Marcus Thornton.
Yeah. I mean, Little Buckets, Bayou Balmer. Come on.
Buckets.
One of Jerry Reynolds' favorites. Jerry, I mean, at least through commentary, it seemed like Jerry really, really loved Marcus Thornton. He was great. It was just such a random time. I think he was at one of the Chevy dealerships or something like that. They were both there, and I was like,
I can remember watching him and thinking Marcus Thornton. Then it's like,
Marcus Thornton,
this guy could shoot.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus Thornton is really somebody who, I mean, Kings fans who were watching during that time know Marcus Thornton was looking like he was going to be one of the players that was going to last here in Sacramento.
Yeah,
and kind of was just kind of flamed out
on the upcoming draft. To me, this is the good news and the bad news. And it's all in how you look at it. To me, the bad news would be that I think most of the names that most people know, and I know there are a lot of people that really get into the draft and they know all the names, but I think most of the better name draft choices here, prospects, they're almost certainly going to be gone by the time the Kings pick.
Yes, absolutely.
If you're talking, even, Chris Murray.
Right.
Yeah.
That's maybe the biggest name that
Tariq Whitehead is probably going to, he might slip,
right?
But he's probably going to be gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. More than likely, the Kings are going to have to take someone that most people don't know at 24. Dariq Whitehead is maybe somebody.
He's
that
my guy
might
right
be
now.
there.
I would hope he's there.
I hope he's there because he had foot surgery and they're hoping he'll be back by training camp. But you have to figure that's going to probably sink his draft stock just a little bit. You mentioned Chris Murray is a name that obviously Kings fans know here in Sacramento because of the Keegan connection. But besides that, I mean, unless they're going to go with someone, Jaime Jaquez or something from UCLA.
Right.
I just don't think that the Kings are going to take a name that many people are going to be familiar with, like you're saying, unless you've really become a draft buff.
Even like
expert.
Derek Lively's probably not going to be there.
Probably not going to be there. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Not a guy with that much upside. And this is the blessing and / curse of being 24 is you just you don't know who's going to be there, and B, the people who are there are probably there for a reason and have been skipped by pretty much every team at that point. You're not gonna get some high and tremendously high upside guy at 24. You're more than likely going to have to take a guy who might not have as much upside, but is a little bit more polished maybe right now.
Here's I think the good news to your point. I agree with you. If you look I looked at Sam Vicini's big board, and again, this is just what someone wrote, and he knows what he's talking about. It's not the be all end all, but it is a good, kind of outline of where we are. Between picks, well, not picks, he has them ranked first player, second player, between 23 and 36. So right about where the Kings are picking. He has 10 players that are 6'6" or taller that he says will be rotation players or that are upside swings. Yeah.
That's great to hear. I mean, if you're
10
the Kings,
players,
that's what you want, right?
Yeah,
Is just to pick. You just got to make sure it's the right guy. But that's the exact
is
profile.
actually one of them. You mentioned him.
Yeah, no, you're just trying to get one of those guys because we've talked about it before. That's really the position that the Kings really need is just that long, dynamic, versatile 6'8", 6'7", maybe even a 6'6" guy with a longer wingspan, but they just need some guys with size and athleticism to throw at the 3 and 4.
Maybe they take a flyer on a shooting guard they really like or a big, but Oliver Maxine Prosper Marquette is on this in this range. Jed Howard from Michigan, Andre Jackson from Connecticut, Kobe Brown from Missouri, Sidi Sisseko from G League Ignite. Ryan Rupert from New Zealand, the New Zealand Breakers, Maxwell Lewis Pepperdine, G.G. Jackson from South Carolina. And there are
good
more
names in there.
Yeah. So the Kings, and obviously they have their proprietary information. They probably already know that some of those guys we really like and other guys we don't.
Right.
But there's a whole bunch of guys that should be available there who it appears could really help them.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Even if they're not household names.
Yeah, like a guy like Sidi Sissoko is somebody that Brendan Nunez of the Kings Herald is really big on. He's someone who's brings a lot of length, a lot of versatility, some defensive upside.
I said his name wrong. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. These guys are unknown, and when you're talking about in the late 20s, that's going to happen. And he's a guy who, he has a similar problem of a lot of these guys in this range is they can't shoot. And that's kind of a big problem with a lot of guys in that range, but honestly, a lot of guys in this draft that have a lot of tools, but there's not a lot of shooting available.
There's some guys way up there, like in the top 3 that I've heard they can't shoot.
Yeah, I know. Victor Wembanyama. Yeah. You look at his numbers. He's 27% from 3, and it's just not very impressive. Definitely something you need to look out for.
This guy's name rhymes with can't shoot, but I can't remember who it anyway.
No, nothing's coming to mind there.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for Scoot Henderson to be like a 45% 3-point shooter and win like the next 3 3-point.
Don't hold your breath. You're my friend. Don't hold your breath.
And he's like, Whitey, this is for you. Yeah. Just wait.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will definitely see.
So do you agree with this? I think any of us, we all try to do this. We try to guess this is who the Kings are going to take this year. Good luck.
It's impossible.
I mean, we may get more intel between now and then, but right now,
I don't think so.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, like you said, you could realistically tell me 8 names and I would be like, for sure. Yeah.
Right.
24. Who knows? They might fall. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense for the Kings. Sure. Yeah. It's good because you have a big pool to pick from. And there's a lot of guys who are of similar molds, but you just got to make sure you get the right one because you can look at every draft previously, there's names in the mid-20s that end up being guys, but there's also tons of names surrounding those who are like, oh yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
Didn't work out at all.
We have a few ideas. We're going to help you and help us to narrow it down here between now and the draft. By the way, give me a number here for Sam Hunt tickets. Would you please?
We'll go 3.
3. All right. Chris and company want to send you to see country superstar Sam Hunt at Harvey's Lake Tahoe, August 13th. Hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline for your chance to win right now. That's caller number 3. Picks up the tickets to see Sam Hunt, Harvey's Lake Tahoe, August 13th. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. And stick around. Coming up next, just for fun, let's take a look at that Jokic draft again. Speaking of drafts, shall we? That's next. Chris and company, Sactown Sports.
It's Cattles and Rami.
You don't need more than 8 bowls in your house at any particular time. And if you're having more people than that, just bust out the paper and plastic.
The use of paper plates in the last week in the household has grown exponentially.
Doesn't it happen that way when the wife was away?
Yeah.
Every time my mom would go out of town, and my dad would act like he just figured out how to split an atom. He'd be like, I have a great idea. While your mother is out of town, why don't we just use paper plates?
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sitting at your desk, watch Chris and Company now. YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
We have a Sasha Vezenkov update. Has nothing to do with whether or not he's coming to the Kings. Has to do with what he's doing today. Chris Watkins.
Yes, a lot of people felt like Sasha's season was over when they lost in the EuroLeague final. But no, it's the Greek League is going on. He is in the finals. They are in game 4, I believe, of the Greek League finals. It's a best of 5 series, so this could be for the win as Olympiakos is up 2-1 in the series.
First of all, just good news that he's playing at all, right?
Great news he's playing. Yeah, he's in the starting
contusion.
lineup. Yeah, he only missed 1 game, I believe. I mean, the only game that Olympiakos has lost all season long was that 1 game in which Sasha got hurt and couldn't finish out that game. Besides that, they've just been world beaters pretty much the entire season, going 22-0 and then not losing in the playoffs except for that game 2 game. Right now, as it stands, again, Olympiakos a game away from winning the Greek League championship. They're up 48-26 at the half. So it appears as if Sasha Vezenkov.
Any idea how he's doing?
No idea. Stats are a little hard to come by for the Greek League. I am currently searching for it, but really struggling to find where I would find up-to-date stats on Sasha's game right now.
And now it's
more to come.
Time for something that no one cares about. Speaking of bone bruises, do you remember about a month ago I told you that I was mowing the lawn and a rock came and hit me?
Yes. Yeah.
So that was
very
a month
dangerous.
ago Tuesday, and I still have a lump there.
Really?
Yeah. It was, I don't know what happened. And it's fine, but it's like, I think I'm just going to have it the rest of my life.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, sometimes as a kid, you'll, like, stab yourself or cut yourself with a pen. And then, like, 15 years later, you're like, I still have that scratch from when I was in 3rd period and I was just messing around after finishing my test. Yeah, I mean, I also feel my ankle's been messed up for, I don't even know, about a month now. And I'm like, I just keep waiting for it to get better, and it's not. And it's maybe I should go to a doctor.
Yeah, mowing the lawn, and this went over a rock and spit it right back.
That sounds incredibly dangerous.
And,
like it sounds like it could have sent a hole through your leg.
Yeah, it could have been worse. But anyway, that's
not
just
great.
It's just like, wow, there's still a significant little bump there. I wonder what's going on. So anyway,
not great.
Me and Sasha playing her.
One in the same. Yep.
As the Denver Nuggets celebrate their championship today, I was trying to think of a new way again to look at Jokic and how great he is. And I love doing this. So if I go too long on this, let me know, Chris.
I love drafts, please.
Yes.
Please.
Here we are talking about the upcoming draft. So I just wanted to go over once again that draft, which was
2014
NBA draft, and how in the world Jokic ended up lasting as long as he did, going in the second round, 41st to the Denver Nuggets. So that was the Wiggins draft. So you got Wiggins at the top, and all things considered, some people say he's not the player we thought he'd be, but that's all right. He's won a ring. He's a good player. Wiggins, the number 1 pick, then Jabari Parker out of Duke.
Ooh, yeah, that one didn't quite work out, and I remember feeling like it was going to be Jabari had a great body on him, but he can never shoot, which was ultimately his downfall.
He was here briefly, right?
He was, yeah. He was here for I think half a season, and didn't get much playing time, but looked okay. I mean, he's a really good athlete. Just his knees just blew out, and never really was able to recover from that.
Joel Embiid 3. Sure.
That's a great one.
Even though he had injury issues. Aaron Gordon 4.
How about that?
Dante
Jokic's
Exum
teammate.
With the 5th pick, the Utah Jazz select Dante Exum.
Ugh. Yeah, that's not good at all. I think Dante Exum's currently playing maybe with Sasha right now in Greece.
Marcus Smart 6, Julius Randle 7 to the Lakers.
Okay. Those are good picks.
You know who the Kings picked 8th, of course.
Yes, I do. I unfortunately do. Yeah. Sauce Castillo, Nick Stauskas was number 8. Did you convince yourself ever of Nick Stauskas? Did you like him? I mean, he seemed like he could have been a spot up guy, but
in a way I did, because I didn't see a clear oh no, they've got to get so-and-so instead. Those guys were there. I just didn't see it.
Do you remember ever hearing what Vivek said as the comparison for Nick Stauskas and why they were so excited about Nick Stauskas?
Not sure I did.
This is pretty iconic. He said of Nick Stauskas, and this is a direct quote, he's big like Clay, but he shoots like Steph.
Okay.
That is a direct quote from one Sacramento Kings owner, Vivek Ranadive, on the selection of Nick
Wishful
Stauskas.
thinking. It was cool as last year seeing him play in the finals against the Warriors. I mean, it was at the end of the game, and he didn't play significant minutes.
I don't know if cool is the word I would use.
I just thought it was kind of cool, because I guess his wife, he was going to quit.
Yeah.
And his wife said, no, you can't quit. And he ended up playing in the finals.
Yeah.
And I know he wasn't really part of it, but still.
No, he had a crazy little spurt in the G League where he had 4 straight 30-point games, and then got signed by the Celtics. And it was a cool story for sure. But as a Kings fan, I was like, don't like to see this.
So remember, in this 2014 draft, Jokic is in this draft, but here we have Noah Vonleh at 9.
Yikes!
I remember some people saying, "Oh, the Kings
should have taken Noah Vonleh." Yeah, you still could argue that, I guess.
Alfred Payton, Dougie McDermott. Dario Saric, Zach LaVine 13, TJ Warren,
good one.
Adrian Payne.
Man, Adrian Payne, I was convinced Adrian Payne was going to be just an absolute dominant presence. And actually, RIP Adrian Payne. I thought he had passed away last year.
Then it went Nurkic, James Young, Tyler Ennis, Gary Harris.
Wow.
Bruno Caboclo, the Brazilian Durant.
Hey, 2 years away from being 2 years away. Shout out Bruno.
Yeah.
Former Sacramento King as well.
21 through 25, Mitch McGarry, Jordan Adams, Rodney Hood, who was a player.
Rodney Hood, pretty decent for a couple years there.
Shabazz Napier, Clint Capella.
Hey, Clint Capella going 25 is a steal.
Yep.
Hey, how about that, Kings fans? Clint Capella went 25.
Mm-hmm.
Then
you had PJ Hairston, Bogdan Bogdanovic, CJ Wilcox, John Hustis from Stanford, and Kyle Anderson with the 30th pick.
How about that? That's an incredible
pick. That
pick.
completes your first round.
That's incredible. I mean, there's a good amount of hits in there. That's probably like a 50% hit rate, something like that. And for a draft of 31 guys, I mean, that's or 30 guys. That's a pretty decent draft, and the best of them all, you could argue, wasn't even gone yet.
Right. And to me, late first round, if you pick a guy that ends up being like a rotational player, like a starter, like, yeah,
that's
good
a complete
job.
win. Yeah, Rodney Hood at 23, that's a win. Clint Capella 25, that's a win. Obviously, Bogey at 27.
So again, remember, Jokic goes 41st in this draft.
First,
so we have round 2, Damian Inglis to Milwaukee, KJ McDaniels, Philadelphia, Joe Harris to the Cavs.
Hey.
Cleanthony Early.
Oh, people were big on him.
A lot of people thought he might go early, but he didn't.
Hey, now.
Jarnell Stokes,
Ugh.
Johnny O'Brien, DeAndre Daniels.
No clue.
I'm not.
No clue.
Games.
This is a nice little. This little pocket that's about to come up, though, is a really impressive little area. That this is a this is probably the star picks of the draft here.
38, Spencer Dinwiddie to Detroit.
That's great. That's
a
incredible
good pick
value.
at 38.
Yeah, second round pick. Are you kidding?
39, the Sixers, Jeremy Grant.
Wow, possible Harrison Barnes replacement right there. That's huge.
You disagree with him being characterized as a really good defender?
Yeah, it said tremendous defender in his free agency write-up, and I was like, tremendous? Are we really going tremendous on Jeremy Grant? A little bit far there.
40th pick, Glenn Robinson the
Hey,
third.
now had a cup of coffee.
And then at 41, Nikola Jokic to
How
the
about
Denver
that?
Nuggets.
How about that? That's incredible. I mean, again, like for those second round picks, you're just looking for a guy who's going to make the roster. If he does anything, if he even cracks your rotation, you're like, oh my God, give the GM an extension. This guy can find talent. To find a superstar, to find a future finals MVP, two-time regular season.
I don't think we've ever seen that to this degree in the NBA draft.
It has never, ever in the history of ever been done before that somebody wins the finals MVP and regular season MVP as a second round pick.
Have you seen the video when Jokic was drafted? You guys might clown me for this, but you know what he was drafted during?
Yes. Was it a Taco Bell commercial?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Full circle talking Taco Bell earlier. Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Should have been like a McDonald's chicken nugget commercial for the Nuggets drafting, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet he turned to whoever was there and said, "There's altitude there, right?"
No,
I'm sure he didn't like, woohoo!
Yeah,
No,
no,
he's just
there's
like,
no way. He was.
Now I go to Denver.
I play basketball now. I guess I continue to play basketball.
Dwight Powell, by the way, went 45th.
How about that?
Jordan Clarkson, 46th.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's great. Jordan Clarkson at 46 is a steal. I mean, that's a sixth man of the year right there in the mid second round. Again, like the Kings have 38 and 54. So I mean, there's guys out there that are even towards the back end of the second round. You can't just, and this has been a Monty McNair thing for a while now. He keeps shipping off his second round picks.
Yeah.
And it's infuriating because these are guys that these are the swings. Like these are the guys that it's just gravy. Again, like if these guys even make the roster, it's a bonus. So I don't understand the logic of just passing on free swings of these guys, because it's, as it shows, like you can find real value in the second round. It's not just in the high first rounds.
Some players end up being great. Some players don't. Some players don't and think they are. For example, tell you about an NBA player who says he'll be recognized for changing the game
This is
someday.
insane.
You won't believe who said that.
You won't.
Next, Chris and Company, Sactown Sports.
The Kings season might be over, but Sactown sports coverage never stops.
Guys on other teams, when they look at the Sacramento Kings, they feel that this is a fun brand of basketball to play.
Stay tuned all off-season to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
The PGA Club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans and will help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So, if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports updates. We're going to go ahead and check in on the U.S. Open leaderboard, which is sponsored by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Shout out to Frank LaRosa. Right now, Ricky Fowler is still in first place at 6 under, while we have Xander Schofield at 5 under, too, still in second, and then a 8-way tie for third. Everyone there is 2 under. And right now on YouTube, if you're watching us, we have a poll running on our channel for Chris and Co. with Whitey Gleason. Which ex-King would you add to the modern roster? Would it be Peja, Vlade, Doug, or Mitch Richmond? Right now, Peja is in the lead, which personally, that's my pick. But those are the headlines. Let's get back to Chris and Co. with Whitey Gleason.
Peja and his kid on the Good Feed commercials now.
Yeah.
I guess Peja's kid's a pretty good ball player.
He's pretty decent. Yeah. Should be. I think he's going to Stanford next year. Should be pretty good. And maybe, might see him here in Sacramento maybe in a couple of years.
Peja actually, in a way, came close to changing the game. He didn't really have the opportunity to.
Right.
He did not. So I'm not getting carried away. But he was good enough to, in some ways, have changed the game, similar to what Steph did. But he didn't have that opportunity.
Right.
It just wasn't time for that yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was not time. It was not the era yet, and frankly, the Kings were probably too good as well. Like they really didn't want to just be like, go ahead, guy, go express yourself on the floor. Like they really needed him to fit a certain mold, especially as he was first coming up, and then obviously blossomed into what he was and what we came to know.
And the reason I frame it that way is because, as we said before we went to break, there's an NBA player who says that he'll be recognized for changing the game. I just can't believe this. We have the audio for you. This is from the Pat Bev podcast, and here's this NBA player talking to Patrick Beverly.
I mean, I just feel like I'm gonna put it like this. I feel like when my time's up and I retire and I put the shoes up and I say, you know what, Pat, me, the kids, and the wife, we gonna head out to the sunset and enjoy life. I feel like there's going to be people who are going to say, that I changed the game. And I'm going to be very appreciative of that.
That's gangster.
Everything's up for stipulation. And you know what I like to say is that no matter when this is all over, that there's going to be kids coming up saying that they're going to be able to play a different way because I played in NBA and did it a different way.
Pat Beverly say that's gangster?
He said, yeah, that's gangster. That's gangster.
That was Karl Anthony Towns.
Yikes.
Come on.
Cat, my guy.
Why do you
Again,
say
I'm
that?
a dog person, not a cat person.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm with you now.
There's a lot of full circles today.
There's a lot of full circles today, and that's
You set it up, you pay it off. Yeah,
I'm right there with you. I think after that, that's a big loss for the cat army. That's the cat hive, if you will.
there is maybe a modicum of truth to
No.
that. Maybe a tiny.
No,
How many
It's-
All-Star games has he made?
a couple, maybe two, maybe 3, but
I know what he's saying, but it's
Please,
he's
tell
vastly
me what he's saying.
overstating it, and it just shouldn't be said.
it definitely shouldn't be said by yourself. It should not be something that you personally are saying. It maybe should be something that a teammate says about you or something like that. Karl Anthony Towns, 3-time All-Star.
He makes it sound like he was the first center who ever shot a 3-pointer.
So that's my thing is what is he like? Why didn't he list the specific thing in which he changed the game? Like, what about Karl Anthony
Right.
Towns? Maybe it's changing the way that I can't just view somebody who has all of these skills and then assume they're going to be great. That's what
Right.
he changed for me for the game.
I'm not trying to argue his case, okay? So don't get
Please
me wrong.
don't.
I'm not defending him. But I think what he's saying, wrongly in my opinion, is, hey, I was the first big man to win the 3-point shooting contest. The center position is different now because of me and the way I play it. And that's
gangster. That's
there's-
gangster.
Yeah, you're for a center, you're a really good shooter, but you're it's not like you're the first stretch 5.
Nope.
And it's not like you're anywhere near the best stretch 5.
No.
So what are you talking about?
What are you talking about,
Yeah.
Karl?
Why would you say that?
Karl, what are you talking about? Because you're not, like you say, he's not the best shooter of all. Like, maybe statistically, he's one of the best shooters, especially big men that we've ever had. But it hasn't translated to anything either. Like, say what you will about Dirk and all of his losing in the playoffs, but A, he eventually did win one. And B, even in the regular season, he had some 60-plus win teams. He had a 60 plus win team. He had a 60-win team. And made it past the first round of the playoffs. Karl Anthony Towns has never even made it out of the first round of the playoffs. I don't know anybody who is like, man, Karl Anthony Towns is a one-of-a-kind basketball player.
Kids, come here. The game is changing on the TV, and I want you to
Yeah.
see it.
It's like
So
a
when you
movie.
grow up, you can say you saw the game change.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, and the thing is, like, if anything, he's like I said up top, like, he's been a disappointment. If anything,
That's it.
he taught me that Karl Anthony Towns has the skills, has the talent to be incredible. I mean, there's not a thing on the basketball floor he's not capable of doing. The problem is he doesn't do them all the time. He makes really bad decisions when passing the ball, and it's never translated to winning. It doesn't feel like he gives 110% effort on every game. And there's not a single element of Karl Anthony Towns' game that I would say is transcendent or is better than what
Yeah,
anybody
that's a
else out there
problem.
does.
It's a
Especially
problem.
when Jokic just won an NBA championship and we just saw what he did. Like, if I don't know, my guy is he's lost it.
Are you all right?
I'm not. No, I don't.
I didn't know you're gonna.
I don't understand. I don't know what to do with my
understand it, but
hands.
I didn't know you're going to struggle this much, and I feel badly. I feel badly to put you in this
It's
position.
just ludicrous. Like,
Yeah.
it's just an absolutely crazy thing to say.
To me, if I'm looking at Minnesota now, I look at it and say, could Minnesota win a championship with him? Yeah,
Sure.
but someone else is going to have to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's fine. Again, as we said yesterday, he is what he is, and bless him. But to say that where he is in his career, clearly the winning is not that important to him, and that's fine. It's okay. But it's just, if I'm paying people to be on my team, I don't want to pay him because I know that we need to win and you don't need to win.
Right.
Bless you. But I'm not giving my money to you.
No, I'm not. No, absolutely not.
And if he'd said, you know what, I still have unfinished work. Not everyone's going to say that, but those are the people I want on my team.
Yes.
Hey, I've done this, I've done that, but we have to win. At some point, I need to win. And to sit back, you know what, someday.
I look back on my career
Bev.
and, like, Karl Anthony Towns is no longer a spry young pup. Like, he's not.
Right.
He's a cat, but he's not a pup. Obviously, he's not a spry young kitten anymore. He's 27 years old, going to be 28 going into next year. This is the prime of your career,
Right.
and so far up to this point, you have shown absolutely nothing.
I have work to do. Yeah.
That
Wouldn't you like
leads
to
us
hear him
to
say
believe.
that if
Yes,
you're a Minnesota
I have
fan
worked-
or
yeah.
if you're one of the people paying
Or
him?
I believe that one day, maybe, hopefully, the goal is these are all nice precursors to give before your grand statement. I don't see it. I have no idea what he's talking about. You look at his records as he's been in the NBA. I mean, it's 29 wins, 31 wins, 47 wins, 36 wins, 19 wins, and then finally getting over. He has 2 winning seasons as a player. I can't. Why do you? I can't do this.
Again, it
I'm
speaks
so
to
mad.
how difficult the drafts are. Because they had the number 1 pick with him, they had the number 1 pick with Wiggins, and
Right.
and Zach LaVine
Zach
was a high
LaVine
pick.
was there.
All right, here we go.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah.
What happened? Could you please, Nate, play that one more time? This is
I'm gonna throw something.
Carl Anthony Towns on how he's changing the game.
It's gangsta.
I mean, I just feel like I'm gonna put it like this. I feel like when my time's up and I retire and I put the shoes up and I say, you know what, Pat, me, the kids and the wife, we gonna head out to the sunset and enjoy life. I feel like there's gonna be people who are gonna say, that I changed the game, and I'm gonna be very appreciative of that.
That's gangster.
Everything's up for simulation, and you know what I like to say is that no matter when this is all over, that there's gonna be kids coming up saying that they're gonna be able to play a different way because I played in NBA and did it a different way.
Just
Don't you think if he said that at practice, that Patrick Beverly would go, "What are you?"
I think I understand why Jimmy Butler was so mad now. I think I get it. I think I understand why he wanted out of
Pat
Minnesota.
Bev just feeds this. That's his whole thing. He's like, I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
And he needs it. He needs it. So
You're right. It's a good point about Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just don't. And then kids coming up to it, he's really he's painted the full picture. He's really fantasizing about this.
Yeah.
This is a reality that could possibly happen. I just don't know.
Something
man. I just
Battle
can't.
R4P says Wemby has a better chance.
He does.
And he ain't even
He does.
in the league yet.
Comment of the day. Nominee right there. Because absolutely. 100%. Karl Anthony Towns hasn't changed anything. I can't. The delusional athlete, I understand you have to have a certain level of confidence in yourself and belief in yourself in order to even reach the levels of the height in which they've reached. But come on, man. That is you're serving
gangsta.
us up on a silver platter to just roast
Chris. I'm sorry. That's gangster.
That's
It's
gangster.
pretty gangster. I can't lie. That's the one thing I can't deny about it. It is gangster. It is pretty gangster.
Up next, we have we're going to try to collect ourselves. And
I'll
we
try.
have words of wisdom on the A's Vegas move from, of all people, Bryce Harper. That's next. Chris and company, Sactown Sports.
Gangster.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track, makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Oh, God, he's back.
Who's back?
The clown.
The naked one?
Yes, Giggles. He just drove on the lot in a new Kia.
Does he want to trade it in?
No, he wants to show it off.
Isn't he showing off enough? Oh, here he comes.
See what Elk Grove Kia did for me? That's service. That's why they got my business, not you.
I think we've already seen too much of your business. Thank you.
Elk Grove Kia, great service for everyone.
Elk Grove Kia has never made it easier for you to show it off. Like the hottest all-electric EV in the market, the luxurious EV6. Save big with lease specials of $10,000 below MSRP. Not just one or two, but every EV6 in stock. Don't worry about credit. No credit, bad credit, charge-offs, repos. Don't worry. Our team has over 100 years of experience. Others say no. Elk Grove Kia says yes. Get your EV6 today at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com and show it off today.
Elk Grove Kia.
Pain is not normal. Repeat, pain is not normal. Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here with the Good Feet store. Does this sound familiar? It's the end of the workday and the pain in your feet, knees, hips, or back is unrelenting. Good Feet understands that you've likely already tried assorted remedies and solutions with no relief. And now you're pretty much resigned to living with the pain. But do not give in to the pain. Instead, come to the Good Feet store for their end-to-end 3-step arch support system. Good Feet is the nation's largest manufacturer and retailer of personalized arch supports. With arch supports in over 300 sizes, styles, and flexibilities, and an arch support specialist in each store. Come in today for a free, no-obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk around the store or around the center. Experience the comfort, balance, and support possible with the Good Feet system. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now in Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Guys, did you know that June is Men's Health Month? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your hormones are serious business, and most men start to see changes in their hormone levels starting in their 30s. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Get your T levels checked today by a local, experienced, and trusted healthcare professional. Revive Men's Health has successfully helped thousands of men since 2011. Experience and results matter. So, what are you waiting for? Call Revive today to schedule your free testosterone test and free exam. We know we can help you. We guarantee it. Celebrate Men's Health Month. Get your free T-level test and save $199. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The City of Sacramento offers rebates to help with your outdoor water-saving projects this season. Rebates are available for landscape conversions, smart controllers, and irrigation upgrades that improve your water efficiency. Learn more at SacWaterWise.com.
Let's go. Keeping you company with the company. It's Chris and Company with Chris Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
I expected we'd talk a little bit about Bradley Beal today, but I didn't know we'd be talking about this. I know we're going to get into Bryce Harper, what he says about the A's and the move to Vegas, but we just found out moments ago, perhaps you've already seen this. It looks, Chris, I know we touched on this earlier. Some in the media, some who know what they're doing in the media
with sauces
are linking Bradley Beal to the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
What really is going on?
This is from Sham Sharania 13 minutes ago. He tweeted this out at 12:31. Another team that's had Bradley Beal trade talks with the Wizards, the Kings. Sources tell me and Sam Amick it is believed Beal would consider Sacramento given his no trade clause. But as of right now, there does not appear to be a clear pathway for the two sides, which is kind of what I was laying out earlier.
Right.
The contracts just would be really, really tough to match.
If that's true, I'm stunned that it's true.
I'm stunned.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about it earlier. It kind of doesn't.
I was embarrassed to even bring it up.
It really doesn't make much of any sense for Sacramento. I mean, that cap figure 60. Bradley Beal has a player option in the year 2026 for $57 million. So you're talking about a guy that, again, you're going to have to be paying 4 years, $200 million for the remainder of their contract. that's just a really, really, really heavy price to pay. And I know Bradley Beal is he is an elite scorer, like an elite scorer. Can shoot the ball again, averaged 30 points per game 2 years ago, or 2 seasons ago at this point. Back-to-back seasons of 30-plus points on losing Washington Wizards teams. Definitely scoring is not really a problem for Beal. Defense has came and gone, throughout the years with Brad, and that could also be a product of being on a losing team. But he's also a guy that's had a lot of injury issues the past couple years. Hasn't played 82 games or even more than 60 games since the 18-19 season, so pre-pandemic. It's a great player. The Kings aren't going to be able to acquire a talent that good, point blank period, no matter what. So in that sense, I guess it's a good move, but in just about every other facet, to me, I don't love it. Obviously, I love if the Kings were to acquire a talent like that, but it's not a perfect fit.
Here's where we got to be really careful, in my opinion, as a Kings fan. You know this. You probably already know this, but especially this time of year, when you have something like this, if you see something and it's based on something that was written somewhere else, make sure that it even says
what you think it's
what it's trying to say. For example, here, Legion Hoops just tweeted, breaking: the Kings have engaged in trade talks with the Wizards for Bradley Beal per Shams Charania. But that's not what he said.
That's not what he said at all.
That is not at all what Shams wrote.
No, he said that there's been talks, and it's that Beal might consider Sacramento waiving the no trade, but it also clearly says there does not appear to be any pathway for this deal to happen between these two sides. So it's also just completely leaving out the fact that, they discussed it and there was maybe a call made, but there's not actively engaged in trade conversations.
Trade talks.
Yes, absolutely not. No, there's no conversation.
Engaged in talks, I think, is overstating it.
And even if they were,
I'm stunned.
This could not happen until free agency anyway, because they wouldn't be able to get this done without Harrison Barnes' new contract, which at this point, I mean, if you're going to match it with Beal's, it's got to be 20+ million. You're going to have to throw in Rashawn's contract, maybe first-round picks. I don't think first-round picks with Beal's heavy number, but maybe a guy like Kevin Huerter.
But if you're the Wizards, it's like, if we're going to do something, we want to do it before the draft.
Right, exactly, because you kind of want to know what you have laid out there. But I just don't think, unless there's a pathway that I don't see.
Beal and Kuzma are both coming.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't financially, would be an absolute nightmare to try and match all that. But I mean, I think, to me, that makes me a lot more excited about bringing in Beal if you're bringing in both. It's kind of the same as the Sasha thing, where it's just
we bring Zinger too? Oh, he's
let's do it all. Let's just be the Sacramento Wizards. Why not? I think it's interesting that that's coming out now. And with these things, I always wonder too, who's leaking that? What side benefits more from or who at all benefits from that news being out? And why are we learning about this? Like there's always incentive behind the public now knowing. Like things, Shams learns things and doesn't always tweet them out. Why is this something that was tweeted out?
I gotta walk back what I said as far as Legion Hoops, because I mean, Shams' tweet does say another team that's had Bradley Beal trade talks with the Wizards, the Kings.
Yes.
So it does say, and I apologize, they have had trade talks with the Wizards.
But what does that even mean? Like, we don't know what that could literally just be, hey, we heard Brad Beal's available. Like, what would that take?
Mm-hmm.
And it could be as simple as that. Like, that is a trade discuss. Like, it doesn't ever say they're really, I don't know. It's those things can be parceled however they want.
But it is believed, and that's where it gets sketchy. It's fine. Sam's sourced on this as well, mentioned,
right?
And he's obviously very well connected to the Kings. It's believed Beal would consider Sacramento, and that's where, okay, well, who believes that, and is it true? But still,
how about that?
I'm still stunned that we were even at this point on the whole thing.
I think the most surprising news of that all is that Beal would be okay with coming to Sacramento. Honestly, I think in a weird way, that's a massive win for Sacramento, as now Dwight Howard has said that he would like to come to Sacramento. I know obviously Dwight's not the figure that he used to be, but that's still a guy who contributed to a championship team a couple years ago. For him to go out of his way to say, I want to come to Sacramento, or I'd be willing to come to Sacramento. And now we see Bradley Beal saying, yeah, I'd waive my no trade clause to go there. I think that's a sign that things have truly changed here in Sacramento in just the course of a year. Like,
I think
that's massive.
If the Kings have engaged in trade talks with the Wizards on Bradley Beal, that's gangster.
That's pretty gangster. That's pretty gangster by Monty McNair right there to try and pull. And if he can pull that off, that's also
honestly, it can't be real, can it? I mean,
I just don't think so.
Somebody may have mentioned something to somebody, but as far as the Kings as a realistic possibility for a Bradley Beal trade, I don't see how that can be real.
I don't either. I just think that other teams also will just throw more assets. Again, that's always been my thing with the Kings and how they're going to try and acquire more talent at this point. It's just other teams have a lot more assets than the Kings do that they're willing to part with. Like the Kings have their own picks. They have the 24th pick this year. And really their only young assets are Davion Mitchell, Keegan Murray, and Kessler Edwards. And that's, those guys hold a certain, they're not really super high valued guys.
That's a huge piece of this. Look at this from DraftKings Nation yesterday. NBA trade rumors. I know rumors. Who knows? Heat, Mavericks, Blazers, Loomis, possible destinations for Bradley Beal. Again, that's just possible, but there is going to be some market, despite what Wendy said about it. There's going to be some market.
Sure.
And if there is, it's tough for the Kings where they are to compete with some of these other teams when it comes to what it would take to land Bradley Beal.
The Blazers have the number 3 pick in the draft. Like if you're throwing out the possibility of bringing in Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson, like that's a lot more enticing than bringing in Harrison Barnes and Rashawn Holmes and maybe Kevin Huerter or someone who's on a mid-level exception. Like I don't know. I just have a tough time seeing the Kings being the best offer that the Wizards have out there.
Something positive though from this is that the Kings are out there and it's clear they're looking to make moves, right? And that's something you can take away from this, even if there's been no actual call. It's out there that the Kings are doing.
Yeah, I don't know that it's a bad thing. On the YouTube chat, Christian Gomez says agrees with you, Nate. I think the Kings benefit from this news just as an eye opener to the rest of the league that they're here and they're legit. But this doesn't sound like the type of methodical, well thought out, incremental improvement type move that I associate with Monty McNair.
Yeah. And again, like just fit wise, why is a guy like Bradley Beal the position or the kind of guy that you think the Kings really need? Like Brad, again, he's an okay defender, been a good defender at best. But at his heart is just an elite scorer. And again, the Kings really don't need a ton of scoring. Sure, it's always great to have more guys who can have the ball in their hand and create shots. But to me, I would much rather see them invest this kind of move into a small forward or into a guy that the Kings really need as a position. Like to me, adding Bradley Beal is kind of, the same logic that we were giving to Vezenkov. Like it's just a luxury piece. Like it's adding to a strength, not necessarily fixing a weakness.
Chris, isn't Monty just doing his job though? Like he's
doing his due diligence for sure.
Yeah, he wouldn't be doing his job if he wasn't checking in on trades like this and high quality players, even though the contract's insane, right? Like you gotta test the water. And it's
absolutely sure. Right? But again, I just don't know why it's coming. And I don't know if Monty
even if right now you looked at it and said, wow, financially it works. Is there the fit there?
Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah. I mean, absolutely, you want to see Monty having, this
is
like
not a no-brainer. Boom, makes you a lot better.
Right.
So I'm confused by it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give Monty too much credit for doing his job, essentially, but I mean, it's
also
good.
Possible he didn't have anything to do with this.
Also a good point. Yeah, I mean, this could be Wes Wilker. Who knows? Like, I think it's strange that we're hearing about this. Also, like, we haven't heard Miami Heat we've heard Miami is the best potential suitor, but there has been no direct, the Miami Heat have engaged in talks with Bradley Beal. It's just really strange to me that we're hearing now that the Kings are the first team that has really expressed apparently this level of interest in Bradley Beal. It's
Holmes,
really weird.
Harrison Barnes, the 24th pick. I think the Beal deal, I think there's a real good chance whoever ends up being the other team or teams. I think it's going to be multi-team.
I think it would almost have to be. Maybe the Kings can work with Atlanta and get rid of their, rid of the protections that they have on next year's first round pick. But it's just, I don't know. This whole thing just doesn't really make sense to me. And I'd be interested to see how it pans out if it were to happen. Because
coming up,
make sense.
Bryce Harper on how the Vegas A's will never really be the A's. Next, Chris and Company, Sactown Sports.
Are you ready to hear this on Sactown Sports?
Handoff McCaffrey. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Or how about this?
Feel super, baby! The 5-time Super Bowl champions, and they're looking for number 6.
Catch every Niners game during the 2023 season
On your home for the 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Summer's here, and the deals are heating up at Fastener's Tool Outlet. You'll find scorching deals next Saturday on Makita Tools. Get 2 free batteries with the purchase of a circular saw kit and get $50 off any 40-volt tool kit. Fastener's Tool Outlet is turning up the heat on Makita Summer Savings next Saturday. Buy a 2-piece combo kit and get 2 extra free batteries. Come into Fastener's Tool Outlet, 6701 Power Inn Road, or on the web at fastenersinc.net.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Michael Dave here. Spring here. Long, cold, rainy winter behind us. And I know you're counting the days until summer, but don't wait until it's hot to make sure your air conditioning is working efficiently and safely. Get ahead of the problem with a $49 AC tune-up from my friends at American Energy Heat and Air. Nothing worse than having your AC go out when it's hot outside. Get a tune-up today to make sure you and your family are comfortable and cool in your home for the hot summer months that are right around the corner. Give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Or schedule your appointment online like I did last year around this time at AmericanEnergyAir.com. Don't wait till that AC goes out. Call my friends today, 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to all the newest technology and an industry-leading warranty. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown sports headlines. We're going to go ahead and check in on the U.S. Open leaderboard, which is sponsored by Naturewood Home Furnishing, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Right now, Ricky Fowler still in first place at 7 under, and we're starting to see some shifts happening behind that. Xander Schauffele, of course, I mean, he's been there, but 6 under. Scotty Scheffler is in third at 4 under, and then a big name, Bryson DeChambeau, is in fourth place at 3 under. A lot of changes going on. I got one more update for you in half an hour. Probably see some more changes then. But right now we have a poll running on YouTube. Which ex-King would you like to add to the modern-day roster? Your options are Peja, Vladdy, Doug, and Mitch Richmond. Currently, Page is winning, and that's my choice. I think that's Whitey's choice too. But those are the headlines. We're going to go do the last hour of Chris & Co. with Whitey Gleason.
We are still dealing with this tweet from Shams. Maybe it's nothing. It feels like a little more than nothing, and I'm rocked by it. Shams tweeting just last hour, another team that's had Bradley Beal trade talks with the Wizards, the Kings. Sources tell me, and Sam Amick, it's believed Beal would consider Sacramento, given his no-trade clause, but right now there does not appear to be a clear pathway for the two sides. So there's a lot of nothing there. To a degree here, but there's not a path. It's believed he would consider Sacramento. No one actually knows that. But the Kings and trade talks with the Wizards on Bradley Beal, I'm stunned.
I am too. I mean, the Kings, traditionally kind of like what Nate pointed at before, like they usually don't involve themselves in these kind of talks. You know, when there's stars that are available to be had, traditionally, you don't even hear the Kings name brought up.
There was a time when you did all that. You're right, but there was a time. That's what I was thinking of that when I heard about Bradley Beal. I was like, man, there was a time when that we'd be talking about the Kings and Bradley Beal, and here we are.
Yeah, no, we're back in it.
You're right.
It's it's good. I mean, like Nate pointed out, it's good that Monty McNair is doing the due diligence of apparently reaching out and trying to see what the framework of a deal would look like. It's just surprising, man.
Yeah.
It's just really, really surprising. It kind of came out of nowhere. And again, like the fit isn't perfect. It's I know Bradley Beal was able to work next to John Wall, and you could argue the player that's closest to John Wall in terms of player style is De'Aaron Fox. So there's proof of concept there, but when you factor in the salary too, it's just you're really hamstringing what you can do in the future as well.
I don't agree with the notion that, that's great if Monty, and I don't know how it went down, but Monty that's due diligence to check on this. I don't agree with that. And I don't know what happened, but to me, like you said, that contract is so onerous. Is like the responsible thing to do would be good luck to everybody. We're not interested in any of that. Because also for that much money and where the Kings are, Bradley Beal's not that good.
He's just not. Like, again, he's
look how many games
really
Wizards.
good.
Yeah.
But he's not great.
Yeah.
He's not generational.
He's not a transformational talent.
Absolutely not. Does he move the needle? Sure. Absolutely. Maybe the Kings are now should be a second round team. Maybe potentially if things go right, maybe they can contest for making the conference finals. But I just don't think that Bradley Beal is going to be the superstar that takes the Kings over the top. Really, really solid player. But just, it is frankly trending down right now. Like he averaged 30 back-to-back seasons of 30 points per game in 19 and then in 20. But
how many?
Yeah.
Those numbers in front of you?
I do. Yeah.
How many shots per game did he take?
So he's a lot,
which is fine. But those shots are not going to be there on this team, I don't think.
Took 22 per game, 23 per game in 2020-21, and then 21-22 took 19 per game.
Yeah.
And then last season took 17 per game.
I'm not saying he's a gunner. I'm saying that he probably wouldn't have that many shots on this team.
Right. Yeah. And his efficiency, his 3-point efficiency maybe isn't as good as what you would think. Really the last 5 years of his career hasn't shot higher than he shot 36% last year, but his attempts are declining from 3 right now. It's just, I don't think that he's necessarily, again, like, I don't think he's the guy that can take this team to the greatest heights, especially with how much you'll be locked in financially in terms of adding other pieces around them. I just don't think that Bradley Beal's the right guy that they should go after. really solid, good player. But just frankly, I mean, the Kings just need somebody else at a different position. They need more size. They need a versatile wing, and Bradley Beal is not that.
I think there are really, really great players that help you instantly. If they're on your team, your chances of winning improve dramatically.
Yeah.
And I think there's a notch below that where you have really good players who don't have that ability. And I think he's right around that marginal area.
Yep. He's the Hall of Very Good.
He's a really good player.
Yeah.
But it's not like, wow, you get him. I mean, look at the Wizards. And it's not fair. You can't do it by yourself.
Totally.
But
and he wouldn't be the first option here, right? I mean, you would have to assume that De'Aaron is probably still the first option scoring. Domas is still going to have the ball in his hands a ton. Also, at this point, if the Kings are going to run the same offense that they ran last year, I mean, Bradley Beal is just kind of an overqualified shooter. Like, he's just an overqualified spot up shooter. And yeah, he can do that really well, but again, he's not elite. Like, and I just really like the value of what Kevin Huerter brings you. He also allows you to play Malik Monk when Malik has the hot hand, where, if you bring in Bradley Beal, you might not be able to finish games with Malik Monk, because then you're running a Fox, Monk, and Beal backcourt, and that's really, really small.
I have to believe that there may have been some kind of conversation on some level, but that ultimately the Kings are not really interested in that, and there's really nothing to it. There's nothing else on that makes sense to me.
It just doesn't equal up. If we had to be positive, can you just put on your optimistic hat?
I always have that on.
What is good about this trade? Let's say this is a reality, and the Kings acquire Bradley Beal, and their core is now Fox, Sabonis, and Bradley Beal. What are the positives of that?
He gives you an elite level scorer who's a legitimate all-star caliber player. So your starting lineup, talent wise, you're better. I'm glossing over because you said to just stress the positive.
Just stress positive, please.
Yeah. You got somebody who's been through some big games with some playoff experience, not necessarily a ton, but he's been,
he's been there.
He's probably not gonna, and I think we saw that a little bit. Some of the Kings, you saw it from a lot of teams. They got maybe, they were playing the champs, and maybe the moment was a little too big for them at times in the playoffs. You're probably not going to see that with Bradley Beal.
Yeah, no, probably not. To me, that's the shooting is the biggest thing that he brings. And again, we don't know what it would look like on a smaller sample size. Like, if he's taking 15 shots a game, what does that do to his numbers? If he doesn't have the ball in his hand every single time down the court, what does that do to his numbers? I mean, you also look at his assist numbers. That's really the only thing that's significantly higher. He's been up at near plus 5 assists.
I think he's been
really the last 4 or 5 years.
I forget where I read it, but someone was saying he's a better passer than people realize. And I think he's had times where he's had to run point for them.
Yeah.
And he's done a pretty decent job.
Oh, yeah.
So that means he can fit into your offense.
Yeah, sure. But it's, again, like, he's now your second or third option offensively, and I just don't know.
And that contract,
you're paying him just way too much. Like, that contract is the contract of a star, of a number one guy, a guy who's gonna lead you
like
to potential NBA Finals.
Yeah,
Steph,
you know how much you like Steph, so
right? Absolutely, love that guy. He's the best. Oh my gosh, no one's better. Can you believe that guy? Wow, changed the game. God.
It becomes an anchor around your franchise's neck.
Yeah, completely. I
mean, it's worth it maybe if you win a championship, but he's not that good to make him worth that amount of money.
He's just not. Like, and this isn't like I'm trying to find positive here, because if this does happen, we're gonna have to talk about it, and it's gonna be the reality of the team.
Everyone around the league would be talking about it.
They'll all be talking about it. The Kings will get it would be pretty gangster. There'd be a lot of talk, and yeah, for sure we'd get segments of, are the Kings the new team to worry about in the West? But it's just it really doesn't help you that much. It'll help you again, maybe get past the first round, maybe challenge in the second round, but you're not. How does this trade bring you any closer to beating Denver?
And you can't really answer that, because there's no clear path to this trade speaks to the fact that whatever you'd have to give up, it would be painful.
Yes, it wouldn't make sense.
You'd have to give up things that you don't really want to give up to bring in a guy who's vastly overpaid, very skilled player.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he's terrible. He's not terrible. He's just vastly overpaid.
Yeah. I mean,
he doesn't address your real needs.
Yep. 100%. All that and more. I don't see.
I ain't buying it.
I'm really not buying it.
Sam
either.
know what they're talking about.
No,
question
absolutely.
about that.
Yeah.
But as far as maybe, something happened on some level, but as far as that being a realistic possibility, I'm not buying it.
I'm not either. And, let's say why would Washington accept that's scraps that the Kings would be giving them? Harrison Barnes for 4 years. That's
why I do
that's
think
not doing
it'd
anything.
have to be a multi-team trade, I would think.
Sean Holmes
Otherwise,
not
they don't
doing
get,
anything.
Yeah,
Even if Kevin Herter, okay, you bring him closer to home. I know he's a DMV guy, but that's not moving the needle for Bradley Beal, a star. If you're the Wizards, Bradley Beal is the last really big, especially with Kuzma and Porzingis being free agents. You don't have anything else to get better.
Right.
And so if you're going to move on from Bradley Beal, you better get something significant that you can sell to your fans as, well, this is us building for the future.
Right.
Harrison Barnes, Kevin Herter, and Rashawn Holmes don't say that at all. Maybe it's are we maybe not thinking of maybe Sabonis is a name that would be brought up here in this conversation? I very much doubt that De'Aaron would, but
the only way that would happen is if Sabonis had made it clear to them that I'm probably not going to re-sign with you,
right?
Which I can't imagine.
I can't either.
Yeah,
right.
If that had happened,
I'm just saying. I mean, I've considered the possibility of it. I mean, how many times have we tried to talk about player X coming in here, but the problem is Sabonis doesn't really fit there because you have to play Sabonis at the 5. Well, an easy way to get rid of that problem is letting him go.
The conversation continues coming up. Deal to the Kings that can't be right. Can it? Next, Chris and Company, Sactown Sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Every week, getting to talk to Kenneth Cornelius Thomas.
Oh my God, he busts out the whole name.
Hey, come on.
Special show.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to coming back next year. Hopefully we can keep this going.
Yeah.
I enjoyed being on here with the nothing, dude. Don't make me reach through this phone, man.
You're in New Mexico. I can talk garbage.
Hey, I know where you live. I'll find out.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave from my good friends at Amy's Outdoor Living, now in Sacramento and El Dorado Hills. They're your grilling headquarters with smoking hot deals. Get it? Smoking hot deals on Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg barbecues, plus the professional grade Gosney pizza ovens for Father's Day. That's right. For Father's Day, not dads and grads, Father's Day. Save up to $600 on Traeger Timberline models. Save up to $100 on Weber Genesis. Stop in and see all the in-store offers they have. And oh, by the way, free setup and delivery, which is a huge help. Save up to 40% on select in-store patio furniture and umbrellas. Their umbrella shipment just arrived with many colors, sizes, and shapes. It's all at Amy's Outdoor Living, El Camino near Watt, and inside Amy Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center. Just tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Sitting at your desk, watch Chris and Company now. YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Just real quickly, because I know I'd mentioned what Bryce Harper said a while ago, and then we started talking about this Beal thing, which we'll get back to. But I thank you, Bryce Harper. As you probably know, yesterday, the whole A's to Vegas deal passed a major hurdle.
Mm-hmm.
Now it looks like all that remains really is for the governor of Nevada to sign off on that, and then for the major league owners to sign off on that, and then it's basically a done deal, and that's where it is. Both those things are almost certain to happen. There is always a chance that this deal, as iffy as it is, it's like a Jenga tower. Somebody pulls something out, it may collapse, but it doesn't look likely. Bryce Harper is from Vegas, and someone asked him about this, and basically he was the only person in baseball who stood up for A's fans.
Yeah, no, he was.
Said it's sad for them. And he even said, I believe he said, if they go to Vegas, they shouldn't be the A's.
Yeah, that's huge from Las Vegas native Bryce Harper. And I also saw that, I think I saw a picture of him being interviewed when he was in Little League, and it said favorite team, Oakland A's, which is also cool.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting conversation. Typically, I mean, the A's have been moved before. They were the Philadelphia A's
Right.
before, and obviously moved to Oakland. And, teams like the Raiders have kept their brand even when traveling or relocating. But it feels like with how messy this situation has been, I would agree with Bryce that it does kind of feel it's a little bit of a slap in the face to Oakland A's fans to see that name and just watch it for the next foreseeable future.
He said, I feel sorry for the fans in Oakland. It's just not right. They have so much history in Oakland. You're taking a team out of a city. I'm pretty sad because of all the history and all the greatness they've seen there. I see the A's as Oakland. I don't see them as Vegas. The problem is they're not getting sold. The guy who owns the team is the one who's moving them, and so he has every right to take the name with him. And I think it's going to be the
Do you have
Las
ideas
Vegas A's.
for a new name if that was on the table?
Yeah,
Las Vegas. Yeah, that's Chris's idea.
With the astronauts?
That was like one of our first shows.
Yeah.
What did Verlad say? He said the
Frontiersmen
or something.
Yeah, I would go the Las Vegas Jacks.
Yeah,
Like,
salamander. What's in the desert?
Salamander.
Salamanders are not in the
Not
desert
gonna
because
work
they're
out.
amphibious and there's no water
That's
in the
true.
desert.
Hey, look at this.
Wow.
Pet store. Never forget Pet Store Gleason.
Oh,
Never
yeah,
forget.
Pet Store Gleason.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
I know a thing or two about critters.
Armadillos.
Ain't no salamanders in the desert.
Armadillos.
The Vegas tumbleweeds. I don't know.
Tumbleweeds, yeah. How about the Heat? How about
What's
the-
wrong with the Jacks?
The
I
Red
said
Rocks?
that and you guys just, it's like I
The
didn't
Jack,
say
it's
it.
fine.
Yeah,
the
like
Jazz?
card
Yeah,
Jacks. Yeah. You know,
the Vegas
Spades?
Jacks, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. The Spades, yeah. You have the Aces, yeah. Why not the Spades as well? I don't know. Yeah,
The Raiders,
I'm-
maybe?
I'm clear.
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. You're bad. You're bad.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not. I
the
mean,
Silver Knights. Sorry, I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
the Silver Kings or something. I mean, and then bringing the color concept too, like, I don't know, green and gold doesn't feel very Vegas-y, I don't know. I don't know what Las Vegas colors would be, but feels like black. I mean, the Aces, black and red. Works
I don't
pretty
know
well.
why, and it's not worth anything. And I don't know if any other A's fans feel this way, but if they win and they left the name, even if there was very little hope of any other team moving there, it would feel better. Like, okay, fine, you're gone.
Yeah.
But we still have the Oakland A's.
Yeah, exactly. It would feel, I mean, it's kind of like the Supersonics and the
something.
Thunder. It's like a very hard separation between them and us. And like, people in Seattle very much still, hug the
they're gonna
Seattle
get a team
Supersonics
someday.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they actually the city owns the name Sonics as well, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't know who owns it, but
it's
they
tied to the city pretty much permanently.
And they're also, by the way, green and gold. So there you go.
Very true. Yeah. Maybe there's something about that color scheme that just makes people want to move them. I don't know.
Thank you, Bryce Harper.
Yeah. Thanks, Bryce. Yeah. No, appreciate the kind words, Bryce. I hope somebody hears it and internalizes it, but I don't know. It sucks to see.
And the A's lost last night. I didn't think
I
they'd
know.
ever lose again.
I know. We may never lose again. You thought there was a
Turned it
chance,
on like
but
they're winning again, 3-1, but
it was 6-3 at the end of the day. I think it was.
Yeah, it was 5-3 when I last saw it.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well-
anyway, it looks like you can move the A's out of Oakland, but can anybody move Bradley Beal out of Washington to Sacramento? Why are we even talking about that?
I have no idea. I cannot believe it. Shams puts out that him and Sam Amick are hearing that the Kings are one of, by the way, they say another team that has reached out to Washington. So there are other suitors as well. It is not just the Kings that we're hearing have reached out, but yeah, Shams putting out another team that is that has had Bradley Beal trade talks with the Wizards is the Sacramento Kings. Sources tell Shams Charania and Sam Amick of The Athletic. It's believed that Beal would consider Sacramento given his no trade clause, but right now there does not appear to be a clear pathway for the two sides.
The whole thing seems like it's going to be a giant headache, and I don't know that he's worth it, even though he's a really good player.
Yeah.
For example, as we discussed earlier, Bradley Beal can rescind any trade,
Mhm.
not just where he's traded to, but he has a no trade clause. Here's the deal. We're going to send you here for this. Well, I don't mind going there, but I don't want to be traded for that because then they won't have enough left there. So he can veto the whole thing for whatever reason.
Right.
So, and that's his right. Again, I don't begrudge him that. I'm just
signed that
saying,
contract.
I don't want to get mixed up in any of that.
Right. And also, if I'm
For a
not
guy who's
mistaken,
getting $50 million a year.
if I'm not mistaken, that no trade clause carries over to whatever team he goes to next as well. So if towards the end of that contract, when Bradley Beal's contract is really massive, again, $53 million in 25-26, and then a player option in 26-27 for $57 million.
Yeah.
So if you're the team that's holding on to him at that point, it's going to be almost impossible to move on from him because he's going to be able to decide where he goes. And I'm sure at that point, there's going to be even less suitors than there is now. It's a really, really tough thing for the pill for the Kings to swallow if they want to do it, because it just really hampers their future development in what they can do with their other guys. I mean, and frankly, this is at the moment a team that has a first round exit, and they're not, it's not like this is a conference finals team that just is looking to get over a hump. You don't know what this Bradley Beal addition will do, but I can tell you it's not going to make you 2 or 3 rounds better than what you are right now.
I agree. If anyone with the Kings is seriously considering this, it's possible that they had a chat, whatever. If anyone's considering this, I would say to them, you don't need to do this. Look at how the Denver Nuggets built, and it was gradual and it was patiently, and they didn't take shortcuts. This would be a shortcut. And you also don't need Bradley Beal because you have 4 right now, according to the Ringer. You have 4 of the top 125 in the NBA on your roster right now,
including 2 of those that play the same position as Bradley Beal.
Very well
for
said.
About $30 million less dollars. When that's called value. And that's the thing. Is like the Kings have really, really great value
and
at the shooting guard position.
We're not, well, one of them's a guard, but
no, absolutely. Like, I don't know where was Bradley Beal on that list? I'm sure he's top 30 for sure. But I just, I think that it's a very, very risky move because you just really are hamstringing yourself in the other additions you can make. The mid-level exception at that point goes out the door. Oh my goodness. The Ringer has him listed as 42.
42.
Which again, of course, the season results impact where you're going to stand on that. Jamal Murray is now a top 20 guy on this list. Jokic is 1. So, the fact that Brad Beal didn't make the playoffs was going to hurt him, but 42, you're talking about a guy who's a fringe top 50 player in the NBA right now, but you're going to be paying him like a top 15 guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not smart business. And I know Bradley Beal's a great talent, but he's also 29 years old and a guy who's had injuries the past couple of years. It's just a really, really big bet to lay down on a guy that, frankly, I just don't think is a good bet.
Can't do it. I even apologize for talking about it because earlier today I mentioned it to Chris and I felt badly bringing it up. But Shams and Sam Amick writing about it, so it has to be addressed.
I mean,
you can't do it.
No. There's clearly something there, though. I mean, for Shams and for Sam Amick to be reporting it,
right?
I'm not saying they're wrong or they
know what they're doing. They don't just throw stuff like that around.
No, absolutely not. Not Shams, not Sam, and I mean the fact that there's talks, it means something. It's not nothing, but to me, it's not the right move.
Coming up next, former New York Giant Homer Jones just passed away. Do you know how he changed football? Karl Anthony Towns says he changed basketball. Yeah, Homer Jones changed football. Tell you how next on Chris and Company, Sactown Sports.
The 49ers 2023 schedule is out and filled with big matchups.
The 49ers start the season with a Week 1 showdown in Pittsburgh.
At home in Week 5 against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
And a Week 13 NFC Championship game rematch with the Eagles.
San Francisco! Plus, get every 49ers game this season on Sactown Sports. Visit SactownSports.com for the latest team news and a full schedule breakdown.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's a warmer day for this Thursday. You'll feel that into the afternoon with mainly sunny skies and a light north wind. Highs will peak today in the low 90s. Expect overnight lows in the upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
A nice warm shower is not so nice if it doesn't drain like it should. Well, let's fix that right now. Get a sewer inspection, including mainline drain cabling and video analysis, just $97. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, trunk lids, license plate holders, and headlights. They've got lots of headlights. When you need parts, get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. eBay Motors. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, it's Nick Cattle suggesting you celebrate your 4th of July the right way with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from Green Acres Nursery and Supply. Our Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned us into pros. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. Built different, built better, and built to last. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just go to Napoleon.com for your nearby Napoleon Grills dealer. Napoleon Grills, now is the time for the best selection of grills and fine accessories. Now is the time to take care of your 4th of July.
Listen to Oakland A's baseball on the weekends all season long right here on Sactown Sports, beginning with the pregame show brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Oh, God, he's back.
Who's back?
The clown.
The naked one?
Yes, Giggles. He just drove on the lot in a new Kia.
Does he want to trade it in?
No, he wants to show it off.
Isn't he showing off enough? Oh, here he comes.
See what Elk Kia did for me? That's service. That's why they got my business, not you.
I think we've already seen too much of your business. Thank you.
Elk Grove Kia, great service for everyone.
Elk Grove Kia has never made it easier for you to show it off. Like the hottest all-electric EV in the market, the luxurious EV6. Save big with lease specials of $10,000 below MSRP. Not just one or two, but every EV6 in stock. Don't worry about credit. No credit, bad credit, charge-offs, repos. Don't worry. Our team has over 100 years of experience. Others say no. Elk Grove Kia says yes. Get your EV6 today at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com and show it off today.
Elk Grove Kia.
Kenny and Jerry here from Bell Brothers. Imagine if every time you bought something, you could get a second one for 30% off. Buy one car, get the second one for 30% off.
Buy one TV, get the second one at 30% off. Buy a new house and get the second one at 30% off.
At Bell Brothers, that's exactly what we're offering this spring on windows and doors. When you buy one brand new energy-efficient window for your home, you'll get the second one at 30% off.
A minimum purchase is required, but the discount applies to every second window you buy. For example, if you buy 5 windows, you'll get 5 windows at 30% off.
The same is true for doors. Buy one, get one for 30% off. And for doors, the minimum is just 2.
So call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. We're going to take a look at the U.S. Open leaderboard, which comes to you from Naturewood Home Furnishing, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Shout out to Frank LaRosa. Number 1 right now, the U.S. Open, is Ricky Fowler. He's been up there for quite a while today. He is 8 under right now. Right behind him, we have no change. It's Xander Schauffele. He's at 7 under, so right there with him. And then kind of a big jump when you get to number 3, Scotty Scheffler. He is 4 under right now. And then we have a 3-way tie for 4th place with Bryson DeChambeau, Siwoo Kim, and Paul Barjon, all at 3 under. Those are the headlines. Let's get back to the last half hour of Chris & Co. with Whitey Gleason.
Hey, you're not going to believe this, but Rob Manfred said something really jerky about the Oakland situation. Isn't that stunning?
It's shocking.
I couldn't believe it.
Absolutely shocking. There's no way.
We also have a theory on the one way this Beal thing could have some legitimacy, which I still don't think it does.
Yeah.
But the one way, right? I weaved a little bit of a web
A little
there.
bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
There's some connective tissue.
Before we get to that, I want to say thank you to, he's no longer with us. He passed away at the age of 82, Homer Jones. Homer Jones was known as both one of the fastest NFL players of his era, and he also changed the game. He played for the Giants, mostly the Giants in the 60s. Do you have any idea? Do you know what he did that changed
I've never
football?
heard the name Homer Jones.
All right. Homer Jones He says this: I had always said that when I made my first touchdown, I was going to throw the ball in the stands. They changed the rules in the offseason to, I think, a $500 fine for throwing the ball into the stands. And as I crossed the goal line, my intention had always been to throw the ball into the stands. But I thought about that $500 and I threw it on the ground. So that was the original spike right there.
That's
Homer
incredible.
Jones invented the spike.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's incredible that we could trace that back to anybody. I mean, what? That's a great reason too, right? He was just going to throw it into the crowd, but instead, that's like that reminds me of Semi-Pro, the Will Ferrell movie when they invent the alley-oop.
Yeah.
And then is he allowed to do that? I mean, he can't just fly through the air like that. Like that can't be legal.
Yeah. He had a career average of 22.3 yards per catch.
Wow.
And some think that, an African-American playing in the 60s, that the spike was, and that's not what he said, but some people think it was kind of symbolic of the African-American athlete making a statement.
Yeah.
With a we are here.
Bang.
Yeah.
Love it.
We ain't going away.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
They did not. No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's
incredible. Wow.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that they actually had traced somebody. Is that also was that the first end zone dance? Obviously things have gotten a little out of hand these days, but
it led to that, you could say, but it was, I mean, the first time anyone,
I'm shocked they didn't. Did they throw flags? Were they like, well,
people would
you
get the
can't do
ball
that.
and give it to the official?
Respectfully hand it back. Here you go, sir. Well, I'm glad that we changed that because the NFL needs as much fun as possible. And right now, the end zone celebrations are the one few thing that is actually always fun in football. People have gotten really almost a little too creative.
You
Almost.
like all the home run celebrations with the swords and the tridents.
Give me all the celebrations.
And the bird bath in Baltimore.
Give me the bird bath. Absolutely.
Don't the A's have a Thor's hammer?
They had, because they used to have the trident, right? Now,
Seattle has a trident.
I think I saw the other day they broke the hammer. Actually, they were winning. It wasn't getting used all that much, and then all of a sudden they started hitting, and then I think I saw they broke the hammer the other day. But I'm all for all of that, except for what was it, the jacket, the Blue Jays jacket. That's weak. That's weak.
It's not there anymore.
All right, exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, they agree.
Vladdy Jr. pretends like he wears one.
Just put it on. I like that more than actually putting on the jacket.
I do too. Speaking of the A's, Rob Manfred said something.
Gosh, yeah, he said something. So this
insulting?
It's
to Oakland.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
No, I can't believe it. This is Rob Manfred. It's taken from an excerpt from his. I guess he made some statements to The Athletic, and this is what he had to say. This is Rob Manfred talking about the Oakland situation. He says, I hear from them. I feel sorry for the fans in Oakland. I don't like this outcome. I understand why they feel the way they do. I think the real question is, what is it Oakland was prepared to do? There is no Oakland offer, okay? They never got to a point where they had a plan to build a stadium at any site. And it's not just John Fisher. The community has to provide support. At some point, you come to the realization it's just not going to happen. That's Rob Manfred on the A's A's situation. He also had a comment, if I can find it.
Somebody
real quick.
asked him about reverse boycott night. Right?
Yes, someone asked him about the reverse boycott night that happened the other night on Tuesday. And real quick here, let me
That's all right.
find it. And here it is. Rob Manfred said, when asked, what was your impression of the reverse boycott? He said,
hold on one second. Nate,
yes.
What's your guess? What did Rob Manfred say? You are the commissioner. What did the commissioner say?
I think it's great to see these fans come out, support their team. I know they're going through a lot right now. We're dealing with Fisher. We're trying to work out deals here. And it's cool to see that a franchise like the Oakland A's still has a large fan base, even though we're going through transitions right now.
Wow. Very well done. Is that what he said, Chris?
What was your impression of the reverse boycott? Rob Manfred said, it was great. It's great to see what is this year almost an average Major League Baseball crowd in the facility for one night. That's a great thing.
You had me there for a second.
Bruh.
That's gangster.
That was gangster.
That is pretty gangster. That's pretty gangster. That's what a scumbag. So many other words for Rob Manfred, but Oh, you mean when the A's
It's like,
had
that was
average
cute.
attendance for a night?
That was cute.
Yeah. What do you want me to
night?
say?
Wow.
Yeah, a team was operating like a team. Oh, thank you, Oakland.
Yeah. How about
So many
that's-
words for you.
Yeah.
Vegas is also planning to have that many people every single
game,
which is crazy.
That's the thing. Is like that's oh my god,
That's gangster.
That's gangster. It's Rob Manfred can shove it. That's all I got to say about it. He's just completely tone deaf. Like
Yeah.
this is a
he
this
knows
is a
that you're
team.
right. He just doesn't care.
He doesn't care. Clearly,
Yeah.
he does not care. Like this is a team that they are stripping from a city, from a fan base, and just no remorse. No, I mean, yeah, says, oh, it was great to see. Oh, I hear for him. I'm here from him. I'm sorry. This isn't how we want it. Shut up.
Yep.
Shut up.
There's rooted in Oakland and Rob Manfred booted from Oakland. We don't want you anymore.
No, yeah, don't allow it.
Hashtag booted from
Yeah,
Oakland.
That's I love that. Yeah, let's make hashtag booted shirts with Manfred and John Fisher as the O's. I'm down for it. That's great. Shirts coming soon.
One more thing on this Beal thing. And again, I don't think there's any way there's anything really to it. And I think we pretty much agree on that, right?
Yeah, I have a tough time
And again,
seeing
this
this.
was
being
Sham
pulled out.
said the Kings have had talks with the Wizards. So this is the only way this could be. And I don't think it is. But Chris brought up the first part. Well, they could afford it if Sabonis had said he wanted out.
Yep.
We don't think that that's the case.
I don't.
But why would Sabonis want out? Sabonis might not want to stick around if Mike Brown had persuaded Draymond Green to come here. Who's Draymond Green good friends with? Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal. Look at that. The tinfoil hats come on. Maybe, if you know, it's
I'm not
Sabonis
trying to say that's what it is, but that's like as convoluted and as ludicrous as all that is, that's like the only way there's anything.
I
to
think
this.
what you said makes more sense than what Sham said, because to me, I can believe that Draymond Green is coming over and that upsets Sabonis. And so Sabonis now wants out. And so they're like, okay, you want out. Well, then we're going to trade you for somebody else. That makes more sense than the Kings just willy-nilly having some sort of interest in Bradley Beal. Again, a guy who's at a position that the Kings are really, really set on. If they're set anywhere, I would say they're really set at shooting guard. That's the one position that they don't need any more help.
Yeah.
And Bradley Beal's great, but for $50 million, you're just getting I would much
He's a
rather
great
have the
scorer.
combination of Herter and Monk.
He has been a great scorer. I would
Has
say
been,
that.
yeah.
Is he a great player? I don't think he is. He's a really good player who has been a great scorer.
Yeah. It is what it is. Like he's a really great player, not a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
Not a superstar.
He's a really good player, in my opinion, really good player who's been a great scorer.
Yeah.
And it makes way more money than he should.
Way more money.
It's
than
not
he
his
should.
fault.
Yep.
But I don't want to pay him that.
Yeah. No, I don't either. And again, like there's just it really
There are other
there's so
more
many wrong things with it.
reasonable, economical ways to improve your team.
Absolutely. That is the perfect way of putting it, because you have other positions that you need to address. You need a starting power forward or small forward. And if you're just not going to address that and get Bradley Beal, I just think in the end, like those other positions are going to end up hurting you a lot more than Bradley Beal is going to end up helping you.
Mm-hmm. Coming up next, crosstalk with Rami. We'll find out what his most prized piece of sports memorabilia is. Next, Chris and Co. Sactown Sports.
It's Cattles and Rami.
Because the UFO's not in their driveway, Rami. It's miles away.
I feel like we would have seen it.
I'm saying you don't like the quality of the video that we have.
Because we have clear video of everything.
where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton. See all our inventory and specials at AcuraofStockton.com.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Do you have any superstitions on the golf course? You know, most players have some. Links Golf Magazine offers a few. Never tee off in front of someone who just made a birdie. That's sure to incur the wrath of the golf gods. What's your lucky ball marker? Maybe a quarter with your birth year? Never carry an extra ball in your pocket, and never use a ball you deem a water ball on a par 3 with a water hazard. There's a reason they're called water balls. And never use a ball found during a round. Using it the same day is bad karma. And if there's an unbroken tee on the tee box, another golfer left it behind for good reason. Speaking of tees, according to the late Tony Lima, white tees suffered from commonness and can be bad luck. Lee Trevino never used yellow. Other colors are acceptable except pink unless you're Paula Kramer. If you're in the middle of a career round, don't go near the ball washer. You might wash away the ball's magical awesomeness. And never talk to your competitor's ball in flight, yelling, hook, carry, get down, or hit a house. It'll come back to haunt you. Kind of makes you feel normal, huh? That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be, or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your need
Nate, how did your poll end up?
It ended up Peja heavy. Peja 44%.
Yeah.
For everyone who's listening.
Which is like what he shot from the 3-point line.
Hey now, yes, sir.
Yes. Nice. It looks like the YouTube's back too. Which ex-King would you add to the modern Kings roster?
Mm-hmm.
The options were Peja, Vlade, Doug, and Mitch. I went all first name. I figured everyone.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. First name basis.
I had Walt Williams, but he didn't get many votes.
So going in, I really thought, I was like, okay, I'll put Mitch on here, but he's gonna probably dominate, right? But it's Peja 44%. Then Doug second with 35% of our votes. Then Mitch at 17, and Vlade last with 4%.
I accidentally selected Vlade.
So Vlade was Simone's vote. The only person.
Yeah.
A little juice there.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Speaking of the Kings, Nate, rumor has it that you have a little exercise for us.
I do have a little exercise for you guys. I have some Sacramento Kings trivia for you guys.
I'm trying to not destroy everyone like I did yesterday.
I know. Yeah. I
good at this. Yeah.
Chris, your knowledge is vast, but
you.
there's some weird ones on here. So, Simone, we'll start with you.
Okay. Wow.
Pretty simple one.
Okay.
Pretty softball.
All right.
What were the Sacramento Kings originally called?
The Kansas City Royals.
There you go. Bang.
Okay.
Easy money, right? Okay. Whitey.
Yes.
What year did the franchise win its first NBA championship?
1951.
Wow. Right on the
When
dot.
they were the
Very
Rochester Royals.
Okay. Chris.
Right?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Still hang the banner. Disgusting.
Yes.
Why is that hung?
I don't know. What's worse, that or the Pacific Division?
Well, we're about to have another one.
The
so.
Heat have Eastern
Oh,
Conference
that's
Championship. I
true.
noticed watching them in the finals. The Heat have the Eastern Conference banners. They have some of those.
They shouldn't because they're a very
So
well
what's wrong
established
with
winning
the, with,
franchise.
the, with the Kings Western Conference?
I mean, there's our Pacific Division.
Well, that's true.
You think Denver this year they're going to put up Jokic didn't win MVP this year instead of the title banner?
Yeah, exactly.
Could be nice. Could
Yeah.
be nice.
Chris, you ready for this one?
Yes, I am.
How many overtimes did the Rochester Royals play on January
You gotta
6,
stop.
1951?
Are you dead serious, Nate?
This is the.
Can
I'll
I
give you a
steal?
hint. Here's
Can
a
I
hint.
steal?
Would you like a hint?
Is it one?
Can I steal?
Yeah.
I think it's 5.
Oh, that's a very good guess. It's 6.
6.
Oh
It's the
my
longest game in NBA history.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was quite.
That's a nightmare.
You know what's amazing about that, Nate? If I'm not mistaken, they had a game the day before, the day after.
Oh.
And a lot of guys played every minute.
That's terrible. That
What
is
about
yeah,
load
guys are
management?
Yeah, exactly.
Come
You
on.
guys played 5 OTs or 6, and then they played the next game too.
They don't care about Oscar at all there.
No,
Jeez.
they didn't.
Yeah.
My goodness.
And we got some more Oscar questions coming your way.
Great.
Okay.
Great
Okay,
audio.
I think Simone's up.
Yes.
Simone is up.
I'm gonna bomb this next one if it's anything like
I
that.
just want to
last
say,
one.
why you got a question about a banner that you can look at every time? Simone got a question of
I know.
where the Kings started. I got a specific date and how many overtimes
You
are on
came in too
specific.
cocky.
Even before your parents,
Yeah.
this is
Come
crazy.
on.
Right.
I'm gonna get one that I won't have any edges after this one. I'm sure. Go ahead, hit me, Nate.
I'm debating on.
Don't do
okay.
the hard one. Don't do the hard one.
Okay, what year did the Kings relocate to Sacramento?
1985.
Okay, great. Chris,
Yes.
we're gonna
Oh,
skip
me?
Whitey. I'm gonna give you one right here. Okay, ready?
Thank you. Appreciate it. We're reversing. We got the Uno reverse card.
Yes.
Lay it down.
All right.
Brutal.
Who
It
was
is
the
brutal.
first Sacramento King with more than 200 blocks in a season?
I hate you, Nate. I hate you so much.
Should I give you the year? You want the year?
Sure.
91.
It's a great year.
I
It's a
have
great year.
A, B, C, D multiple choice.
Okay,
answers
please.
if you
Yeah,
want those.
please.
Your options are Michael Stewart,
Okay.
Keon Clark,
No.
Dwayne Coswell, and Sam Lacey.
Can I phone a friend?
No, is it Whitey?
It had to be either Coswell or Stewart, and I think it was Coswell.
I'm going to say Coswell.
Coswell, correct.
Boom.
Very nice.
Very
Sure.
correct.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Whitey.
Yes.
Who was the first player to lead the NBA in scoring and assists in the same year?
That was from the Kansas City Omaha Kings, Nate Archibald.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
going to go
my
Oscar
goodness.
there. I thought Oscar was the clear choice. Wow.
Not prepared.
Okay,
This guy's
this,
a master.
this one's kind of surreal.
You
Simone,
hate to hear that right before the question.
It's really hard to go back to Chris.
Simone, I'm going to skip you and go back to Chris really quick.
Okay. Great.
Which teammate became Maurice Stokes' legal guardian after his injury?
It's Jack Twyman.
It is Jack
Oh,
Twyman.
yeah, wow. Thank
Very
you. How
obscure
did you
know that?
question.
Yes.
Wow.
Crazy
Simone,
knowledge
what
for
is the
me.
name of the Sacramento Kings mascot?
Okay.
Jesus.
Slamson. Who is
Slam-
Slamson?
Oh, you're going to
Correct.
take that? You're not going to throw it back
No,
at
I
him?
don't
Wait,
know.
who's the
I'm here
mascot
for it,
of the
whatever.
Stockton Kings?
Dunkson.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's Dunkson.
Come on, you got to
Haven't
let
been
her.
to a Stockton King game.
I haven't
Oh,
either,
it's
but
fun.
I really want to go out there.
It
You
is
got to
fun.
go out
It's
there.
a
Got to
good
go
time.
out
Is
there.
he
Good
also
family
a
time.
lion?
He is also a
He's
lion.
like a
Yeah, he's a
baby
little
lion.
more of
Yeah.
a cub features, but he's the same size.
features,
He's
okay.
same size as Slamson. It's not
He
like they have an
walks in a
8-year-old
very
doing
funny
it.
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Dunkson.
Dunkson,
All right.
yeah,
Dunkson.
not
Whitey.
great.
Yes.
Who is the tallest player in Kings history?
Oh, I know that.
I'm glad I didn't ask you that one.
Is it Ralph Sampson?
No.
It's a
Is it
bad.
Boban?
He's bad. Don't tell him. He's very bad.
Is it Simbular?
Yeet.
Simbular.
Simbular. What was
Love
that?
the
Big
transparency.
boy. Big boy.
7'5".
He's like Jokic, but not.
Scored a basket.
Yep, 15. He played in 14-15. He played 3 games.
Yep.
He averaged 0.3 rebounds,
Yes, he
0.3 assists, and 0.3 blocks.
Wow.
Like a triple-triple. He had 0.7
Triple
points per
nothing.
game. Yeah,
Right.
triple nothing.
Excellent. Excellent.
Still
Okay.
better than Papagiannis.
Is anybody having as much fun with this as Nate is?
No.
Right,
No.
exactly. I can
Nobody.
hear him
Yeah.
smiling through the microphone.
I love having a good time.
Okay. All right. We're having a great
Simone.
time. Yes.
Who was the first player in NBA history to average a triple-double for a season?
Is it going to be the
The big-
Oscar Robertson?
Yes.
Yeah, nice one.
There you go.
That 0 was not
Good.
for Russell Westbrook that way.
No, yeah. Yeah, that would have been bad.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll go back. Whitey or Chris? Who wants it?
Whitey.
Okay. In 08-09, how many Sacramento Kings players
Jeez.
averaged at least 10 points per game?
None.
0809?
Yeah,
That's,
you guys are gonna be
that's a
shocked.
really bad year.
That's a full.
That's a
I'll tell
really
you,
bad
Kevin Martin did it, and John Salmons were a pair to do it.
Okay.
So at least
there's
2.
more than that. There's more than that.
My guess would be 2. Could be those 2.
There's more than that.
I don't know. 6.
There's,
Chris, you have a guess?
I would say like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I'll say 4.
10.
No
No.
way. No, there's no way.
10. That's what it says.
Cross-check him
List
one
them.
time.
List them off.
Cross-
I
10
don't
a
have
game.
them all here,
Yeah.
but it says 10.
Oh,
He
and
said
I see
10,
Kyle
not
perking his
20.
ears
Yeah.
up back there too.
10. Yeah, I can see that.
Investigation.
Yeah.
I was going to
Kevin
go higher, but
averaged-
Chris talked me out of it.
You said in 08, 09 or
Yeah,
Yes.
08-09.
Okay,
I'm curious.
first off, the Kings won 17 games that year.
Legendary.
Fun stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
In 08, it was 17?
17.
year.
Well, part of it is because they had so many they had 21 players
Yeah.
Okay.
suit up for them that year. Guys who averaged over 10 points. Rashad McCants played
With
24
1
games.
North Carolina.
Beno Udrith.
He's up.
Beno Udrith, 11 points. Jason Thompson, 11 points. Spencer Hawes, boo.
But it's 10, right?
11.
It's 10, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Brad Miller, Drew Gooden, who only played 1 game infamously for the Kings, Francisco Garcia, Andres Nocioni, John Salmons, and Kevin Martin, all over 10 again.
Nice. That's a fun one.
That's incredible.
Okay. Simone, I got one more for you here.
Okay.
Is this about it? Are we?
Yeah, we
okay.
got about 30 seconds here.
All right.
Everyone can join in
Yeah.
on
Which
this one.
player was the first overall pick in the NBA draft for the Kings?
Like
Oh,
the
It's
Sacramento
happened
Kings?
once. It's happened once for the Kings.
Oh,
right?
the number
pick.
1 overall
Oh,
pick.
Yeah.
I don't got it.
Yeah.
Whitey's got it.
Pages, do I ought?
Here.
No.
Purvis Ellison. I'm not moving. They don't
Go
know I'm
ahed.
talking to.
Go ahead.
Purvis
Purvis
Ellison.
Purvis
Yep,
Ellison.
you're
There you
correct.
go.
All right, shortest player in Kings history. Last
Shortest
one.
player in Kings
Spud Webb.
history, Spud Webb.
Got it. Bang.
Isaiah
That's it,
Thomas.
guys. Yeah, it's Spud Webb.
All right. What's coming up on the show?
We are going to be talking tons of A's. We definitely have to dunk on them for all of this terrible
Dunkson.
mismanagement.
Dunkson on them.
And yeah, a little bit of Kings talk. We have to get to the Bradley Beal of it
Right.
all. And
All right.
yeah, we're really excited. It's my Friday, so
Oh,
I'm going to be really on top of
Nice.
it.
Love
So it's
that.
Cattles and Company today, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and Jay will be joining,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Stick around.
Next right here on Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
The King season